What's going on, Drinking Boys? Brand new podcast coming right at you, but you know what we got to do first. We got to talk about those things that generate a little revenue for the show, bring in a little bit of money, especially around this holiday season. First and foremost, we are brought to you by the Patreon at patreon.com/MattSlayer. Do you know you can support this show for as little as $3 a month, less than the cost of a beer, for a little bit more, just a touch more? You can get the audio versions ad-free. You can get the video versions ad-free. You can get the video versions early and uncensored. This episode definitely had some censoring in it for the YouTube version. Whew. We got a lot day drunk. Oh, a lot day drunk. Holy. This is the episode where I slept it off on the floor after the guests left. So go to patreon.com/MattSlayer today and support the show. Support my day drinking. We are also brought to you by the merch store at anwd.net/merch. Buy yourself a hat, buy yourself a shirt. I know the holidays are over, but you can still get yourself something now. Once again, at anwd.net/merch. We are also brought to you by our friends at bskyverified.social. Did you have a legacy checkmark on Twitter or IG? Are you of note? Are you over on Bluesky? Do you need to be verified to make sure your fans know who you are? Go to bskyverified.social. Apply today. The team will actually do a background check, actually get on a call and make sure you are who you say you are, and let your fans know when they see a bskyverified.social handle that it is really you. All right, Drinking Buddies. Last, but certainly not least, the real super easy way to support the show is twofold. One, signal boost. Tell your friends. Let people know about the show. Two, go to youtube.com/nowwedrink. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I don't know why you wouldn't be. And I lied. There's a third thing you can do. We are once again nominated for Best Adult Podcast by AVN. So go to avn.com, go to the fan vote, and vote for us for Best Adult Podcast. We're going to lose, but I appreciate the votes either way. All right, let's get on with it. My guest this week, the host of Hotter Ones. She is a top some percentage point creator over on OF. The one, the only, Ashley Matheson. Ashley and I had never met before this. Apparently, we were both like a little hesitant about the show, but by the end of it, we are both very drunk and had a great time. Ashley talks about some things I don't think she's ever talked about on other podcasts. Just open, honest, really just a raw drunk episode by the end. So sit back, relax, pop a cold one, and enjoy, Drinking Buddies. Why are you making me be awake at this hour? Why?
Because I'm an early bird. We got to get that worm. Come on now.
Well, if I stay up all night, I could beat you to the worm because I haven't gone to sleep yet.
Yeah.
But now.
Do you stay up till 6?
Sometimes.
That's not me.
Obviously. But I'm happy to have made the exception and gone out of bed. I was actually more worried about my own performance on this, on being up this early.
I'm starting to get worried about my performance with this, but cheers to now. And now we drink.
Cheers. Oh. When your publicist said this, I'm like, I'm just afraid that I'm going to be a fucking zombie on air and be like, hi, Ashley.
Isn't that part of this show, though? Aren't we supposed to progressively turn more zombie-like?
Oh, no, I'm an energetic drunk.
Oh, yeah, same.
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
Time will tell on that shit.
I will say I'm yappy, and no matter what, it could be one drink in, I'm a slurrer. Like, my words will immediately start to combine. So I'm so excited to be talking for the next hour.
I'm looking forward to the post. I'm looking forward to captioning all this shit and Premiere being like, what? What did she just say?
I just said I'm really happy to be here, and I'm so... but that I was just telling him, I think that was the earliest I've taken a shot. It's 12 p.m.
Yeah, around there.
My stomach is warm. I did eat a full breakfast. I'm not a big breakfast girl, but I was like, I think I actually need to like consume some food before this.
Yes. That is a wise move. Anyone who does the show, I'm like, please eat something.
Wait, have you ever had anybody be like way too drunk on
Oh,
the
yes.
show?
Very, 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 very much so.
I hope I'm not one of them.
I've had people stop mid-show to go puke.
Oh my God, fuck that. I have emetophobia. Do you know what that is?
I do not.
It's a fear of vomit. It's pathetic. I know. It sounds so stupid. I had to go to exposure therapy from like 8 to 12. I wouldn't stay in school because kids always throw up in school. Like, vomiting is my biggest fear.
So what happens when you vomit?
It's really bad. And I am notorious for drinking, and then I never like puke and rally. I never puke when I'm drunk. I fall asleep, I wake up, I throw up for like the first 12 hours of being awake. I'm always sick whenever I drink. So I'm doing a lot for you right now.
I appreciate it. And I appreciate that I won't see you tomorrow.
I'll hate you tomorrow. No.
Not the first guest to have that happen.
No, for real though. That's like one of my biggest fears. That and the ocean.
So, oh my God, why are you in LA? Do you just never drink near the beach?
Well, no, the ocean has been a new fear. Very, very new. A fun story. Are you ready for it?
Oh, I'm ready for your trauma. Let's trauma dump this ocean trauma.
Okay, so like I grew up always going to Florida. I'm from Canada, but we always went to Florida every single month.
Not Cuba?
No, Florida, because my grandparents had a timeshare there.
Of
course, yes. So I loved the ocean. I was always super big on the ocean. But when I moved out here, I am happily married to my boyfriend. We're not actually married.
Oh, okay.
But I always tell everyone I'm happily married to my boyfriend. No, but he's a big surfer. And I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. I want to try surfing. And I got really into surfing. And on my 22nd birthday, we went out into the ocean, and there was nobody at like Surfrider Beach. And I think that should have told me enough. But we were in the ocean for probably like 5 or 6 hours. That's what I did my entire birthday. And it turns out that the reason that why nobody was in the ocean was because there was a storm the day before and the LA River washed right into where Malibu was. I got a UTI that was so bad that it turned into a kidney infection, which almost had me in kidney failure. And now I will not go, like, I'll go up to my knees in the ocean. I was just in Hawaii, but like, I will not go into any body of water. Even a hot tub. Fuck that. So scared of them.
I understand the hot tub, especially if you use one around convention season. Like,
yeah.
Don't do it. Don't.
Yeah. But the ocean mainly also, I don't like that we know more about space than we know about the ocean. That doesn't sit right with me at all.
The ocean's actually, I think, a little more lethal.
Yeah, no, for sure. I get that. But have you ever heard the conspiracy where it's like NASA was originally created to explore the ocean, and then they found something they didn't like and they decided to go and explore space? It's a real theory. I just explained it horribly, but it's a real theory that you should.
Well, there's a lot of real theories out there. Doesn't mean that they fucking hold water.
It might not be real, but it is a real theory.
Right. Someone has proposed this.
Yes. I believe it. I believe it. Fuck the ocean.
Actually, it technically becomes a real theory if you proposed it right now.
Yes. And okay, my new theory, fuck the ocean. There's stuff we don't know about it, and it's scary. I don't like not knowing stuff.
Do you not eat fish at this point now? Just like, you come from the ocean.
I don't eat fish. I don't fuck with anything ocean-wise. Like, really, seriously. Fuck the ocean. And I love LA, though.
Just not the west side.
No, I go to the beach all the time. I love watching my boyfriend go in the ocean. I was just in Hawaii 2 weeks ago. Loved watching him do his snorkeling. I won't go in it though.
Do you make him like sanitize it after he gets out of the ocean before he touches you now?
No, it's more.
Why? He has ocean water on him.
I never make him sanitize before touching me. I'm a dirty girl. No.
Well, there's levels to dirty girl.
No, I do make him wash his hands most of the time, especially if we like go out. I had a girl tell me a story about she met a guy at a bar who she took home and whatever, and they, I guess, started hooking up in the Uber and didn't care to clean up between the Uber to like getting into bed, and he gave her strep in her pussy.
Well, at least he went down on her. I mean, that's a good man for a random hookup.
What if I told you he didn't even go down on her? It was from fingering her. Gave her strep in her vagina with his fingers.
What the fuck?
Right?
Like, I'm trying to figure out how that happens.
Yeah, and like I've had strep throat, but I've never but I've never had strep anywhere else. But apparently you could get it in like your ear or like any kind of like open hole.
Yeah, you can get that. You can get chlamydia in your throat.
Fuck that.
Well, I'm just imagining like he spit on his hand for lube or something like that. Had to, because how else do you get it from your throat to
or
your
like
fingers?
if his like imagine like think of when you're at a bar how many things you touch and how gross it is.
Yeah.
And then like to not wash your hands. Like me and my boyfriend, our first thing whenever we get home, he always looks at me and he goes, "Wash your fucking hands," because bars are gross, especially like in Hollywood. Like we love the Sunset Strip, like the Rainbow and the On the Rocks. That's our two favorite spots to go.
You like 80s time capsules?
My boyfriend, he's such like a punk rocker, and I've never been part of that scene growing up. I was like Tumblr edgy, if that makes sense. Like that was my era. But he was like actually like emo, huge side part, the lip piercing, like a little Pierce the Veil character. So he's, since we like started living together, I moved out here. He's introduced me to like that whole kind of scene. I love it.
Is he in his late 30s, early 40s at this point?
No, he's actually 27. But here's the kicker.
Was he in middle school?
He was 14 years old when he joined a band, and the closest bandmate to him, I'm pretty sure, had like 10 years on him. So, and he did like full tours. It's called Savage Hands. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. It's like emo music.
I can Google though.
You could Google them he was 14 years old performing with like a bunch of 25-year-olds. So he definitely is like, he's 27 and he's stuck in a like mid 30s, early 40s.
Yeah, because I'm like, that sort of scene shit is like my 20s.
Yes. No, and that's why I'm like, because we were only 3 years apart. It's not that big of a age gap. But sometimes he makes references and I'm like, I think this is way before my time and your time.
But to be fair, a 20-year age gap is not uncommon in Hollywood, especially between people in the industry and people in music.
Yeah,
it's amazing how many old musicians are just like, oh hey, what up, 20-something-year-old performer?
I only got 2 more years of being hot. I'm 23. In Hollywood, you're only hot till you're 25.
Oh no, you got till 27.
27? Okay.
Yeah. No, you're a MILF at 25.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Well, you're a MILF if you're 25 and have work done.
Oh, I got a little bit of Botox. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't have any work done.
Right. I've heard you discuss that on other podcasts, actually. Mm-hmm. I did a little research.
You did a little research?
A little.
Oh, gosh. I wonder what else you came across.
Well, that's how I knew you were Canadian. When your number popped up on my phone and it said Ottawa, I'm like, oh, hi, Ashley.
Oh my God. Do you hear it in my voice? I feel like I'm losing my Canadian accent. Like when I first moved out here, people were so like, oh my God, say the word house, say bagel, say bag. And I'm like, no.
The way you said NASA kind of threw it.
NASA. I do think that I say it like that because I watched, oh my God, I can't think of the show. But they're all British in it and they call it NASA instead of NASA.
I mean, you are a colonial. It's okay.
It's my roots.
Is the Queen still on the money?
She's still on, I think she's on the 20 still. But I don't know. I haven't been there for a while. I do think they're changing all the
You don't have a stack of loonies somewhere?
I have one loonie, one toonie, and one $20 bill. And when people come over, I'm always like, look. And I make them, if you like scratch the maple leaf on the $20 bill and smell it, it smells like maple.
Really?
My whole entire team calls it funny money because it literally looks like play money. It's like plastic.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a lot of the colonial money is. The Australian money has like plastic strips in it too. It's just like, all right. I mean,
fun.
It's anti-counterfeiting.
No, when I like am at a like coffee shop or something and I'm going through my American bills trying to find different bills, I can't distinguish them. The only one I get distinguished is $100 because it's a little bit of a different tint. But I like panic. I'm like, that's a 5, that's a 1, that's a 20, that's a 50. Like,
imagine if you're blind.
Imagine if you're blind. Don't they have Braille though?
Not on the bills.
They don't have Braille on your guys' bills.
No.
Oh my God, they have Braille on Canadian bills.
Or are you guys so superior to us?
You guys are all ableist out here.
Oh, fuck yeah, we are. This is America.
My boyfriend's red, white, and blue. I've learned so much, especially in the last like couple months. First of all, like Canadian politics is hilarious because like, first of all, there's so many parties. There's so many different like, and when you vote, it's not the same as the system out here. Like you guys have one or the other. When you vote in Canada, It's the amount of like chairs that the people get on the board. The top vote has the prime minister, yada, yada, yada. I've been trying to educate myself on like American politics.
Oh, God.
Fuck that. Oh my God. It's just upsetting. It's just so upsetting. And it's like, it stresses me out. But I've been trying to because I feel like you can't like live here without knowing what's going on or be like oblivious to it. And I've survived so far being like, I don't really care what's going on. But now I'm like, I think I have to care just a little bit.
You're worried about being deported on January 6th?
Fuck. No, I have a visa. Please let me stay. Please. I have a visa. I paid so much money for it.
You're wealthy. I'm pretty sure they'll let you stay.
Thank you. Yeah. And I'm sure, if Trump gets elected and he wanted to kick me out, just let me have a one-on-one with him. Like, I think he would like me after a while.
He probably wouldn't like it after you sue him. And
no, but I wouldn't do that. I love Kamala. If I can't vote, but I do love Kamala. I do stand with that side. But I do think if Trump wanted to get rid of me, I could convince him. I think I could convince him.
How would you convince him?
Please.
I have visions of you full on Marilyn Monroe. Happy birthday.
Mr. President. God forbid I ever have to do that. It will be against all my morals, but I'd do it.
I mean, he is about bringing immigrants into the country for just marrying purposes, so.
Yeah, well, my goal is to be married before my visa expires.
To Trump?
No! Fuck that! To my boyfriend, the boyfriend that I'm married to. We're gonna get married before my visa expires.
Does he know this?
He does know that. Before I had a visa, we were in Vegas one day and he was like, I'm waiting for the approval of my visa, but I still had come out here. And he was like, do we go to the little chapel? And I was like, well, hold off. We've only known each other for a couple months, but I don't have that excuse anymore. We've been living with each other for like 2 years.
Well, that's also super romantic. So should we do the thing? Like, come on, man, put a little more effort into the proposal. Like,
I'm like, you mean you want to go get married by Elvis right now? Not really.
Kiss Chapel all the way. You can't Elvis. That's so cliche.
If I ever get married, I want to get married in Hawaii, though. I love Hawaii.
I've only been once, and I was just day drunk.
Oh, yeah. No, but that's like the fun part of it. I like Hawaii because every single time that I've gone there, I've had like the best sex of my life.
What is about Hawaii that brings out the best sex?
I think it's because I'm going to say I love Hawaii, and then I'm going to say I always go to Honolulu, and they're going to, every Hawaiian's going to go, ugh. I did go to the Big Island once, but I normally go to Honolulu, the touristy spot, and I stay at the Ritz. That's like my favorite hotel anywhere I go. If there's a Ritz, I'm staying at the Ritz.
Hell yeah, Marriott.
Yeah. But where I always stay when I go has like this beautiful view of the ocean, and I love getting railed over the rail. You know what I mean?
You love getting railed in front of something you're afraid of?
No, it's not. It's the view. It's not that I'm thinking about the ocean. It's more of like being all the way up in the air over the rail, the sunsets there. And I mean, I've only ever been to Hawaii with my current boyfriend, and he knows what he's doing. So
well, good.
It took a couple took a couple other people for me to realize that I don't want to teach anyone what to do with me. If they don't know, it's not worth my time.
No, you should be able to express what you want, and then they should be able to execute. You shouldn't have to actually be like, so circular motion, wax on, wax off.
Stop going so fucking fast, please.
You're not a human vibrator.
I got the wand. If we want to whip the wand out, it'll do more than what this is, whatever the fuck this is.
Oh, well, you've got circular motion with the thumb, not.
He knows, he uses his fingers on the inside only. I'm not like a big... like 1 finger, 2 finger, that doesn't do anything for me. As a girl, like if I'm going down and doing something with my hands, I got the 5-finger combo. It's the whole hand down there.
See, I got big mitts. I can't just be like, ugh.
Maybe some girls like that though.
They do, but it's a feeling out process. It's not like you're just like, hey.
Let's see if this fits.
Yeah. Let's see if this fucking will go inside you. Have you been recently pregnant? Have you given birth recently? Like, otherwise, this is probably not going to work for you.
Not me being like, oh, I could answer this question.
It's not a real question for you.
I was ready. I was ready for it, though. Answer is recently, no.
Have you taken advantage of our American healthcare and gotten rid of a couple?
See, that's why I'm for Kamala. Because I've taken advantage of that before.
As you should. This is your fucking right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the main thing. That's the main thing. Like, I don't like how your government is all like, we control people's bodies. Like, that's weird. Why do you guys care so much?
Puritanical bullshit. Because this country was founded by prudes.
They're always trying to bring Jesus into it too. Like,
But Jesus loved whores.
like
That was his whole jam.
mm-hmm.
Washing feet. He's a foot fetishist that loved whores. Like,
He'd like to get people drunk and party with them.
how do you think he got so popular? Water into wine? Like, people are just like, that guy's the party.
Yeah.
He's got hot, loose women around him at all times. He brings the wine. Like, of course I'd fucking follow. I would follow that dude into hell.
I follow Jesus everywhere, as you could tell by my life choices.
No, actual Jesus would be down with your life choices.
I was raised Catholic.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Thank you for the apology. It was a bit of a traumatic experience for sure. But that being said, I do feel like when it comes to Jesus and religion, and I don't think Christianity is like the craziest concept. I think that religion should be very personal to each and every other person, and they shouldn't force it onto other people. I think that if you think of Jesus, he definitely was not as hateful as the American politicians make him out to be. And I think he would accept and love everybody if everybody was just, being nice to other people. That's how I feel. I don't say God and Jesus, though, when I pray. I say the universe. And I don't pray, I manifest.
I've said this a million times on here. My whole thought process is like, organized religion served its purpose back in the day when we were fighting over fucking, land, resources. You needed someone that kept the tribe together. Mm-hmm. We ain't there anymore.
No.
We don't need an artificial moral code
to
decide what's right and wrong. Mm-mm. And especially when loose interpretations become, I'm going to cherry pick this one little thing that I don't like and use it as a reason to suppress other people that are just living life. Like, if two people of the same sex want to fuck and you don't like that,
let them. Oh my God.
Let them. And also, if you don't want to fuck someone of the same sex as you, just don't fuck them. No. It's really that easy.
Yeah, that was like the biggest thing ever when it came to like me breaking out of like my Catholic tradition was growing up. First of all, gay people and people of color were something that were not like introduced to me until I was in high school. And the first time I met somebody that wasn't white, and well, I say met somebody, actually like had a conversation. Obviously I saw them, but my school, there's one person of color in my graduating class and they were half white. So like I was really sheltered from like that point. My best friend, Joseph, he was a gay black man, and I remember he found me at a party that I probably shouldn't have been at. And he was like, "You're one of those girls from Stittsville. Come with me." And he like took me and we spent the whole night together. We talked. We literally became best friends. And then I was like, wait, why do people not like gay people? They're so much more fun than anybody else I've ever met. Like, are you kidding me? And to this day, I think all of my immediate close friends, besides my boyfriend, are people that are part of the queer community. They're so fun. And they're such nice people.
Oh, yeah. People are just afraid of what's not them. They're like, oh, you're an other.
It's a projection.
Yeah.
Everything's a projection.
Well, and
I think 99.9% of homophobic people are gay.
Or they're just looking to, they may not even believe what they're fucking saying, but it's like, oh, I fit in with my bros if I,
yeah, like fuck
if
that.
I'm home. No, it's fucking bullshit.
Like, you guys all kiss. We all know that you kiss when nobody else is looking. This one's for the gays specifically.
Well, I'll cheers you on that. Like, shit. If you don't want to fuck someone the same sex as you, don't fuck them. You don't want to have an abortion, don't have one. Like, that doesn't mean just because you think that this isn't for you that you should be able to tell other people what they can or can't do. It's like, oh, I enjoy going to the ocean. Actually, you have to go in the ocean. You have to.
No, I genuinely think like it is so weird how much people care about what other people do. Like, when it doesn't affect them. I have been a miserable person at times, and I feel like that's when I cared about what everyone else was doing instead of just staying in my own fucking lane. When you're in your own lane, everything's fine. You're not worried about anybody else. That's what we need to have more of that.
100%. Because I say this all the time about trolls. They're miserable people. They're unhappy with their life. Successful, working people that have too much shit going on to actually bother to troll some random person that they don't fucking know.
Yeah.
That comes from a place of, oh, well, I don't have shit going on. I'm going to try to make this stranger feel like shit.
Yeah. My favorite part about trolls is 9 out of 10 times when I click on their account, it says follow back.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
oh, no. And that's the fucked up situation is like, with some of these dudes, they're like, oh, if I give her positive affirmation, there's a million dudes doing that. So they're not going to pay attention to me. If I troll her, she'll respond because I'll get an emotional response. And then she's paying attention to me. Then I matter.
I'm not going to lie to you. The people I pay attention to most, like when it comes to my subscribers, are the people who are really, really nice to me. Because the other people, I'll send them my photo sets. I'll do whatever. I'm not going to have a conversation with you if you're going to like be rude back to me. Whatever, you can still buy my content. But it's the ones who are like, good morning, my goddess Ashley. I hope you have the best day ever. Like, I am literally going to spend all day talking to you because it makes me feel good. It doesn't make me feel good. I've never been one to like really interact with hate.
But the caveat there is you're paying subscribers.
Yeah.
I would bet money that the most people that are trying to hate on you are trying to get that content for free. They're trying to get that interaction for free.
Well, yeah, the texting definitely it does come for free, but it's almost like it's part of it. It's like they're paying more for specific content than the ghost viewers and the angry viewers who are like, why won't you send me a video of your butthole? I'm like, I don't have any videos of my butthole. What do you mean? Like,
you should send someone else's butthole.
That's a good idea.
If your boyfriend's done, you should just send your boyfriend's butthole and then like get them to talk about how badly they fiercely fap to it and be like, by the way, that was a dude's asshole.
I am 110% going to try to convince my boyfriend. Let me do that. He's got a fatter ass than me. I got a little white girl ass.
You just spread them cheeks. You got to make sure he's shaved because like if it's hairy, he'll give it away.
I am his personal groomer. I do not let that man grow a tail. I think it's so funny that men grow tails because what do you mean your tailbone is hairy? And your butt crack is hairy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not hairy down there, but you guys like physically at the top of your tailbone grow like a little poof. Like
no. I refer to it as a party mullet. It's short in the front and party in the back for me. Like,
no, but I keep my man well groomed. That is one of my favorite. The first time I did it was very, very early on into our relationship, but it was a bonding moment. And
how did you broach this with him? Like,
it was more or less like I hated after we would have sex, like getting off the bed, and I felt like it was like looking at me, like it was like a dark jungle looking at me. Like he'd be like dead, like spread legs on his stomach, and I'd look over and I'd see his butthole, and I'd be like, ah.
Hey, he be on his stomach? Are you railing him?
No, I don't rail him. He.
I mean, there's nothing wrong if you do. If you all are into that, there's nothing wrong with it. Don't kink shame people, Ashley. What the fuck?
I'm not kink shaming anyone. I would rail my man if he let me. I literally have.
Have you broached it with him? Have you been like, yo?
Yeah, he's not one for butt stuff, and I think that
that's good. That's fine.
No, because I'm like being so careful with how I'm phrasing this. No, but like I have been with certain men, and like butt stuff to men is like they knock it down. They say no. They try it once, and it's like. It changes it's like giving a baby candy. Like, oh my God, I need to do this every single time.
Prostate stimulation is supposed to be phenomenal. I have digestive problems, so I've never personally experienced it. Like,
well, that's the other thing about him. He has IBS. I think he's scared of me going down on his.
Oh, 100%. Like, I understand. Like, if a finger gets on my ass cheek, I start to clench. Like,
you're like, oh no.
And like, why are you so tense? I'm like, because this is gonna end poorly for everyone.
Hey, as a woman who has shit on a dick before, like. If you're having sex with somebody, and you might not be, but I hope you're comfortable enough. Like, if you're seeing my vagina, I feel like that is more intense to me than me pooping on your dick.
Oh, I've had my dick pooped on. That's no big deal. Legitimately, had that happen with a performer, like we were just hooking up, and she didn't clean out, like, because this was just a impromptu hookup, and she's like, put it in my ass, shot on my dick. I'm like, yo, I'm so embarrassed. I'm like, girl, when you drill for oil, sometimes you strike oil.
Yeah, like shit. Like that is part of it. Also, like I think that a man who can handle a poopy dick after anal is a man that deserves anal. A man that complains that there's poop on his dick after anal doesn't deserve anal.
As a dude, you shouldn't be complaining about any fluids that come. Blood, shit, vaginal fluid. It doesn't matter.
I will say, okay, I love when girls are so like, oh my God, I love anal this, anal that. Like, you know, Stella Berry, one of my favorite human beings ever. I love her to death. What the fuck? That is not enjoyable. I don't know if I was just like cursed with like the tightest, tiniest little butthole. I have given men anal, but fuck that. Oh my God, it genuinely feels like a never-ending poop. When I'm having anal, I'm like, oh my God, it feels like I've been pooping for the last like 20 minutes. What is going on? Okay, I'm being generous. I've been pooping for the last 10 minutes. Let's be real.
Wow. Way to call out former partners like that.
Oh, I could call it so many.
But again, if your asshole is that tight, I understand that really you're being generous with 10.
I don't know what it is about me, and like a lot of people make fun of me. Sorry, I'm about to get gross. But when I poop, it is like it's like deer poop. Like I don't know.
It's not healthy.
I have gluten intolerance and I eat gluten and it backs me up so bad. So I like every 3 days, it's just one little pellet comes out. I love bread. What can I say? Bread, pooping, bread, you know?
It's a little more fiber.
I try.
Get you some prune juice.
Moving out to America has absolutely fucked my diet. Like, and I heard some like devastating news when I was in a meeting with one of my managers because for whatever reason I was saying, yeah, like I feel like shit because I eat like shit out here. And he was like Canada just gets America's bad produce and their bad whatever groceries.
Well, to be fair, you're really getting Mexico's bad produce through America because we don't really grow shit here.
It's hitting so many stops before it hits Canada. But like in Canada, I was able to be consistent with a diet, I feel like, and still be able to go out and treat myself. I take like 3 bites of a meal that I get at a restaurant out here, and I am done. Your guys' portions and the amount of salt you put in stuff, like in Canada, we have regulations where it's like, you can't have that much sodium in something. That's really bad for a human.
Fuck the government regulating my body. What the fuck? You come to America and talk shit about the government trying to regulate your body, and you're like, no, in my country, we regulate just sodium. What the fuck, Ashley? What the fuck?
But I will say, like, I felt so much healthier. Since moving out here, I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, my ass has gotten fatter. But I feel like I can't be consistent with the diet because like going out to eat is impossible to like order something healthy unless you're ordering a side.
We live in Los Angeles. That is untrue.
I'm not a vegan. I want my meat. I want my cheese. But I feel
we don't really have cheese here in America. Whoa.
Wait, cheese? What do you mean?
I mean, have you looked at what goes into our cheese? Like,
stop! Don't even say that because that is.
Oh, sorry, I'm not trying to trap.
That's the one thing that I rely on, like on a daily basis. If I'm not getting protein, if I'm not getting anything, I know I'm getting cheese.
Oh no, I love cheese, but you look at the back of the bag, it's like unless you're buying like some high end cheeses.
Oh, I'm a high end cheese girly. Wait. Can we say what our favorite cheeses are if you like cheese a lot?
For sure.
What's your favorite cheese?
Oh, I fuck with some brie.
Oh my God, brie's like up there. That's in my top 3. I think my favorite is I'm not even gonna try to say the name. It's hard goat cheese that's like cured in red wine.
Ooh.
It's so good. The name of it is like French or Italian. I'm not even gonna try to say it. If you know, you know. That any kind of goat cheese. Goat cheese is so fucking good.
Well, it's one of those things where, like, I've been to Europe, I've been to other places. It's like, oh, our shit's so processed.
Yeah, no, like I'm not. When I go to the grocery store, I don't get cheese. If I'm gonna go get cheese somewhere, it's gonna be at like Bristol Farms or Whole Foods. Those are the 2 places where you could pick up.
No, not Erewhon.
Fuck Erewhon. Ew. Are you that experience is so. I mean, I'm out in the valley, so the Erewhon that is closest to me is the one in Calabasas. And I don't know if it's that specific Erewhon that is just like nightmare fuel. But why are the aisles like so skinny? Why are there 8 billion people there? How many fucking smoothies are you making in an hour? Why is there a line out the door to get a fucking $20 smoothie?
Because they actually make most of their money from prepared foods.
Yes. Don't get me wrong, I love it, but the experience, I like when I go, it's like I have to be sober. I can't smoke before I go. I've smoked like twice before I went to Erewhon and had panic attacks. And I'm somebody who's been smoking since 12 years old on a daily basis. I'm a little high right now, if I'm being honest.
Oh my God, you showed up high. No. No,
but like I love smoking weed and I don't really get anxious at anything.
Erewhon.
When I go to Erewhon, I'm like, I think it's because, have you ever been in one of their aisles?
I have never stepped foot in Erewhon. I'm a poor.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You live in Hollywood. A poor in LA, I feel like would do great anywhere else in America. LA is.
Yeah, no. I chose to live here. I've been all over the States. I've chose to live.
That's another topic I get into because there's no reason why it should be as expensive as it is to live here. Like, I feel like if anything, it should be cheaper because there's so many people.
Right, but okay. The reality of
it to me.
The reality of the situation is, LA has done a shit job of building housing to keep up with the population influx. So supply and demand, there's more people coming here, especially pre-pandemic, than we were building housing for. Landlords charge the shit because they can, because people will fucking pay it. And because the disparity between rich and poor, it's just like, oh yeah, there are definitely a lot of people in this town who's like $5,000 for a fucking studio. Yeah, I can swing that. No problem.
Yeah, I get that part of it. I will say, the first time I came out here was fresh into the pandemic. I came out here solely, one, because I was doing TikTok, but two, to get vaccinated. Because in Canada, I got vaccinated before my grandparents got vaccinated by coming out here and walking into a CVS. In Canada, we were very late to have the vaccine, and it was like, first old people are going to get it, then service workers, then like teachers, and then, adolescents.
Well, yeah, because we have the military and we get what we want first.
Oh, yeah, no, you guys definitely have your shit figured out in that way, shape, or form.
Oh, yeah, might makes right. And we're just like, yeah. We own the pharmaceutical companies. We have the military.
Yeah.
We get what we want first.
Yeah, I got the Johnson & Johnson one, which...
The one shot?
The one shot. Oh, I've gotten my boosters because in Canada you had to get your boosters, and I was still living in Canada.
Oh, look at that. They're telling you what you have to do with your body.
Oh, yeah. No, they tell us what we have to do with our body in different ways, but it's...
No salt, vaccines. To be fair, I'm fully vaccinated. I've had boosters. Like, I'm not anti-vax by any stretch.
No, I feel you. I'm like here. I'm super left in a lot of ways, and then in some ways you could consider me to be more right-leaning. But like socially with like issues with people, with like other people that isn't just including myself, I think that the left is way better for like those reasons. Obviously, as somebody who makes like a large amount of income doing OnlyFans, I'm not going to lie to you where if I say like, shit, my taxes aren't going to be as high if whatever wins, I'm not going to be mad about it. But there's so many important things that I don't agree with.
Well, and also, no matter who wins, if you shelter your taxes properly, you ain't paying.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? Today, the gas I filled up in my car is a write-off.
Oh, 100%. Like, I own multiple small businesses. I'm well aware of, I'm not going to talk about my tax bracket on air, but I'm poor. IRS, I am poor. Remember that. I am poor.
Don't, like you got bigger fish to fry. You want to know what is fucked? Having a visa. So part of why I wanted to come out here was because even your guys' highest tax bracket is 20% lower than Canada's highest tax bracket. I'm going to be so dead ass honest with you right now. Before I moved out here, I would pay 54% of my annual income to the Canadian government. Starting at the age of 18, I started doing that.
Well, that makes sense with socialized healthcare and shit like that. Like,
yeah. There's so much more benefits that you get in Canada that you don't get here. Healthcare is a whole other subject that I could bring up where it's like, yes, I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful that it's available and I can walk in and walk out and not have to worry about a bunch of paperwork, a bunch of like paying bills. But it is a very different type of care that you get in Canada. It is like a revolving door. You don't, like, for example, I love to give this example. Almost everyone in my family besides me has gotten ACL surgery from tearing their ACL. Both my sister and my father didn't even meet the surgeon that repaired their ACL. They went in, they got knocked out, they got their ACL surgery, and they were out of the hospital 2 hours after their surgery was over. You know what I mean?
That sounds like a better way. I don't need to fucking buy the coffee.
I do agree, but I think out here you are paying a little bit for that whole like experience of having like meeting with your doctor, talking with your doctor, finding a plan. Like private practices, I get why it's expensive because you're getting a different type of care. Like I've gone to hospitals before over like I broke my foot where I don't even like end up talking to anyone. They just kind of are like, here's an air cast, leave. Like it's a whole different type of healthcare, way better for the grand population. But I do think like when it comes to stuff like cosmetic surgeries or like specific surgeries, like if you're battling with a disease for a long time, like a chronic illness, I could see how you would want to have a specific relationship with a doctor that you're not really going to get that in Canada.
Fair enough. I mean, if I have a chronic illness and like, hey, you're going to have to make a life or death choice about me, I want you to like me.
Yeah, like I want to actually have a little bit of a relationship.
I don't want to just be a number on a fucking checkboard, be like, well, that seems inoperable. Time to die.
Yeah, genuinely. But that is the one thing I will say about Canadian healthcare, and I'm not complaining. Like I would rather that than have to go. I went to the doctor the other day because I lost my voice, and I was like, this is really random. Like, is something wrong with me?
Ad for a podcast host.
I paid $200 for her to go, no, you're good. Like, I literally went in, she took my vitals, she flashed a little light in my throat, and she went, no, you're good. And I was like, is that really worth $200? Like,
do you not have any like coverage here?
My insurance kicks in on the 1st of January.
Your dude's a monster. He should have married you for the insurance at this point.
No, he doesn't have insurance himself.
Well, he's a musician, of course.
He's a musician and a clothing brand owner.
Of course he doesn't have insurance. Of course.
You know what, though? Like,
Be gentle with him.
My man, like, I get on my hands and knees and praise this man. And you know how rare that is for a girl like me. Like, I'm a very confident woman. I don't need no man type vibe. I met this man and I was like, I literally cannot exist without you. Especially, I feel like in this career, it's hard to find a man that respects you. I've dated men while doing OnlyFans. My man will be like, I'll be taking my little selfies and he'll walk by me. He'll be like, let me take it for you. You know what I mean?
Well, that's part of the job. If you sign up to date a performer, sex worker, whatever, like that's part of the fucking job.
But I do think with my generation specifically, you know, there's that red pill, blue pill type of like incel that's being bred in my generation, that it's way more common than it is to have like a fully confident man. He is so confident to the fact where like, we're going out for Halloween this week, and he's like, you need to put on your bigger push-up bra. Like, I want your tits more out. Like, he loves having me as his little arm candy.
Damn right, because it's like, yo, the object of millions of people's fucking masturbatory fantasies wants to be with me. That's so validating. Like, I mean, it's fucked up. Like, it's fucked up in another way, but it's like, oh yeah, damn right, dude. You spend $10 a month to masturbate to the person who wants to be with me.
My OnlyFans is free. But plug. No, I get
plug is welcome, but you get what I'm saying. Like,
I know, I 100% get what you're saying, but I've been with men. I've been with women and I've been with men. Women, obviously, like, they don't give a fuck. I love my females, and me and my man, if you ever want to come and join us, we're so accepting of that. But I've been in relationships since starting OnlyFans, and like I've had men who have introduced me to their family and been like, please do not say what you do. They all think you do social media.
Fuck that.
And I'm like, okay, what? Like, I don't know how to elaborate if they ask me about my job because now I'm lying.
Why would you even like entertain that shit? Like,
oh, I didn't for long. I've had one like really public relationship on social media. Like Johnny's my current boyfriend. We're public, but he doesn't have a presence on social media, so it doesn't really matter.
That's bad for a musician.
Oh, well, he was in a band. He is now like full-blown clothing owner.
That's so bad.
No, he has a presence, but it's not his face. It's his clothing. You know what I mean? So like, and I really, after my last relationship, was like, I don't think I want somebody who's in the same field of me as like being on social media.
As the rule says, like only one headshot per household.
Yes, exactly. And unfortunately, I had gotten into like the like TikTok musician. Like, you know how there are certain musicians who like strictly just thrive on TikTok. Like nobody's streaming their songs. They know the 15 seconds of their song that is like a clip on TikTok. I ended up getting into a relationship with someone like that. Horrible. After that, never again. Like, I don't think I'd ever want somebody to be even remotely in the same realm as me. It's just like, it made me unable to separate like Ashley and Smashly. Like, I was always Smashly when I was with him because if I wasn't working, he was working and he was getting me in the clips, and like it was really bad for like mental health and, you know, like all that. You need to be your own person in this.
Oh, for sure. Like anyone who thinks that like not saying you're inauthentic or any of us are inauthentic, but
Yeah.
we all have to turn it on
Yes.
for when the camera's rolling. Like no one's tuning in for purely like, hey, your boring moments of like, hey, I'm just sitting on the couch watching Real Housewives eating fucking cheese.
Exactly. And like that has been probably one of the biggest struggles since starting this career is like knowing when to turn Smashly off. Is especially living out in LA. And like I'm not just like the type of creator where I'm doing everything on my own. Like God bless my team. I have a huge team behind me.
I know they brought me out of bed.
But you know, like I have people that are at my house every day helping me create the content that I create. And sometimes they leave and I'm still Smashly and I wake up the next day and I'm like, oh my God, yesterday I spent the entire day not even being myself, not even taking a moment to like breathe my own air, like just having a muted persona of myself. Like I'm so much more than just posting my tits or posting a thirst trap. I promise.
I'm pretty sure we're illustrating that right now.
Please, are you guys seeing it as much as I'm seeing it?
Fuck them. I see it.
You see it. And you know what? I appreciate that. That was also like, I feel like when I was stalking your Instagram and I'm so bad. I told him I didn't watch a full video and it's not because I don't care enough. It's because I don't have the time of the day. You know what I mean?
The amount of people who have never watched a full episode of this who have done the show is the greater majority. Like that's why I have a very canned speech of like, this is how the show's going to go. Because I'm fully aware that like, a lot of the clips I put forward are very guest forward. Yes. And people don't understand that I'm going to say horrible shit in the course of like the grand scheme of things. Like I say wild shit all the time. They just don't make it to the clips because I'm like, I'm here to promote my guest.
Yeah. And that genuinely, like when I started my podcast, I was like, you know what? There's a lot of like different OnlyFans based podcasts. There's none that incorporate OnlyFans and podcasts into one. Like we get naked on my podcast. That's the whole thing.
That happens here too sometimes. It does.
Maybe today, but as of right now, I mean,
it's completely your call, and I'm not going to be like, you have to. Like, I mean, I'll do mine. Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of my tits. Shit. But YouTube won't demonetize me for mine. So.
Yeah, see, we have to cut on YouTube. Like, we have to cut our podcast at the halfway mark because we do like the spicy questions. Oh my God, you should let me ask you some spicy questions.
Go on with it. I'm not afraid of shit.
Okay, wait. Can I grab my phone real quick? It's
yeah, grab your phone. Like, did you prepare these questions?
Oh, I have like a plethora of spicy questions that every time, like, you know, right before bed when you're falling asleep and how your brain is like, oh my God, these are the best ideas ever in the world. And I'm going to make you think about them right before you pass out. I don't allow myself to pass out.
I'm normally watching YouTube videos about Rome at that point.
You sound like my boyfriend. I'll be like falling asleep at night and then all of a sudden like the YouTube like logo will come up and I'm like, oh God, what are we about to watch now? Okay, let me ask you a spicy question.
Feel free.
What's the hottest place that you've ever had sex?
Like physically or emotionally?
Like emotionally hot.
Definitely the cabana at Rumor during AVN 14 with some random swinger that I didn't even know her real name.
At Resort World?
No. So Rumor was the hotel that's across the street from the Hard Rock back when we used to be at the Hard Rock.
Yeah.
I've told the story on air. Like I ended up hooking up with some random swinger and we banged in the cabana while my friends were like nearby. And then
that is hot.
And then it was like, oh, wait a minute. Cabana sex is uncomfortable. Let's go back to your room.
Oh, it was uncomfortable?
Yeah, like, it's bad angles.
Oh, I see.
And then we go back to our room, and then she's sharing a room with another swinger couple.
Oh.
We get up to the room, and she just, I'm sorry for the audience who's heard this. She gets naked and jumps into bed with these other swingers, and I'm just like, what the fuck have I gotten myself into? My dick is taking me places that I did not expect to go. And like, the swinger couple's not attractive.
Oh, no.
And she's like, Matt, get in bed. I'm just like, I would like to finish. I jump in bed with them. I jump in bed with them, and I'm just like, I'm not letting these two touch me. She starts blowing me in front of them. I'm like, well, this isn't bad. I'm going to use the bathroom. I'm like, yeah, I follow her into the bathroom, into the hotel room. We bang it out, and I am out the door within 5 minutes of popping.
Aw, poor swinger couple. You're hating on them.
Yeah.
Like, fully. I wasn't into it.
I was like, I got blindsided by like, hey. Well, so this is 10 years ago. I was 33 at the time. It's like these people were in their 50s.
Yeah.
She was definitely in her 40s at the time, but tight.
Yeah.
Tight for her 40s. I don't remember her name. All I know is she's a Viking, like Minnesota Vikings super fan.
Period.
Apparently, she had like baseball cards of her in like a Valkyrie outfit. I do not remember. I never learned her name. I was just like, yeah, I fucked the Valkyrie. And
honestly, the hottest place that I have ever had sex, because this is how we do on our podcast. You share your story, then I.
Oh, I didn't want to hear yours.
You want to hear my story?
Fine, Ashley. I guess.
I think the hottest place that the amount of times that I've done that as well while filming this, the hottest place that I have ever had sex. It's not public. Every single time, like I like the cabana, it kind of being near a pool, it being in a public area.
Oh no, it's public.
Yeah, like that to me is always like, it can't be that hot because I'm like, is anybody here? But the hottest place that I've ever had sex, this sounds so bad. Oh my God. And my boyfriend's gonna kill me for this. But some of the best sex that I ever had with him in his mother's bed, in his mom's bed.
Did y'all change the sheets afterwards?
Hopefully she did, but
oh, no, you left it for her. You left it for her.
We were there.
You're a monster, Ashley. Like you fucking someone else's bed. And you left the wet spot for her.
No, we were visiting for like a week, and it was my first time going to the casino. There was like a build up to this, but it was my first time going to the casino ever. I was 22 years old. I don't know why I waited so long. Probably because I have like an addictive personality, and I was like, I cannot go to a casino. That is just gonna ruin my life. But I did one bet. I played roulette, and I bet on black, and I bet $500 on black.
Canadian or U.S.?
U.S., obviously. Oh. Nothing I ever do is in Canadian currency. But I bet $500 and I won. And the casino that we went to is the one that's in D.C., like the big whatever. He lives in Maryland, so we would go up to DC, whatever. But I was so like on top of the world. It's my first time ever going to a casino. I just made double my money that I took out, and we went home, and I was drunk. And I don't like, this is so rare for me to like get drunk. I'm not a big drinker.
Thank you for drinking with us today.
Of course. But the metaphobia, we talked about that. I don't drink a lot, but I was drunk. And we had sex in his mom's bed. And I don't know if it was a combo of me being like drunk and high, but it was like the hottest shit ever. And and you know, there's just family pictures all around. I'm like covering my eyes, but it was hot because it was like, we shouldn't be doing it. And I haven't experienced that since I was like 16 years old. Like, you know, like that kind of like thrill of being like, ooh.
Oh, we might get caught.
Yeah, like we might get caught. Like, this is bad. We shouldn't do this. That was like the hottest sex I ever had.
Still think you should have changed the sheets afterwards.
I think she did the
Well, he should have at least pulled the sheets for mom to do the laundry. Like leaving a wet spot for someone else.
Okay, it was day 3 of us being there out of the week that we stayed there.
You waited 3 days to bang?
No. We had sex, but that specific time with me winning, betting on black, being my first time at a casino, being more drunk than I like normally get. Like that was like so exciting. But that being said, I do now, whenever I go and visit like his family, I rip the sheets off afterwards because I do feel bad.
Honestly, I feel like in your tax bracket, you should be buying her new sheets every time you visit.
And you know what? I would if she let me.
Have you tried?
His family is so kind. I try my best to be like,
what are they going to do if you just show up with sheets? Like, just show up.
Right, okay.
What are they going to be like, no?
Really bad. See, I'm going to use the word daughter-in-law, even though we're not married, but I'm a really bad daughter-in-law.
Well, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to improve your life, Ashley. Fucking just show up with some fucking Egyptian, like, fucking 1,000 thread, fucking bougie-ass sheets. Be like, Mom, for you.
Next time I will do that. But that was
You're on record on that shit now. That is on camera.
I promise I will be a better daughter-in-law. I will buy more stuff and I will not make the bed sheets sturdy. My bad.
Oh no, you should make the bed sheets sturdy. You just make up for it.
Yeah.
Make amends for it.
Yes, we always make the bed sheets dirty. My poor assistant, like I always tell her, I'm like, there's nobody who knows me better than you do solely because she does my laundry. And she has to experience, like I know that like she's going through sorting clothes being like, why is this so crunchy right now?
She knows.
She 110% knows.
There's no question.
She is such a good sport about it. Like, God bless her. I've literally witnessed her be like, and go and like wash her hand after touching the laundry. I'm like, I'm sorry. But
is hand sanitizer like, you know, included with the job?
Yes. Oh my God. I you know what? I provide. I've had an assistant since I was 20 and I'm 23 now. And I've had 2 separate ones, one in Canada and one in America.
Did the other one not make it into the States?
The other one wanted to quit. But
what did you do? What did you do, Ashley?
I didn't do anything. To be fair, she worked part-time. Like my assistant, they work from 12 to 4 Monday through Friday.
So we do have to get you out of here by 4.
No, she's absolutely fine. But they work from like 12 to 4 Monday through Friday. That's a part-time job. They're not working enough hours. And she wanted to take a month off. And I was in LA and she was like, hey, I want to leave tomorrow. Could you get back here by tomorrow? And I was like, I can't. And she was like, okay, like honestly, I'm sorry, but I'm just going to quit because it's a part-time job and I don't get enough free time to like go and do a trip. And I get that. Like,
yeah, but who's scheduling a trip like 24 hours out?
Right. It was a bit of a falling out between the two of us.
Was she a friend beforehand or just purely an employee?
I purely can't hire anybody who isn't somebody that I care dearly about solely because they're taking photos of my fucking vagina. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I need to have
that doesn't matter.
I personally need to have a little bit of like a connection with them. Like, it's not just like, first of all, I can't hire a man to do it because like, what do you mean? But like the women that I do hire most of the time and like my entire team, it's people that I like truly care about because I've been given this like position, this job, this amount of money. I want to share the wealth with like people I care about.
For sure, but like I feel like that relationship should develop and then start professional and then develop.
It definitely can. That being said, my current assistant, like I've known her. She was one of the first people I met when I came out to LA in 2020. And I was like, she was somebody else's assistant before mine. And
you poached an assistant?
No, I didn't poach an assistant. I saved her. She was an assistant who didn't have hours, first of all, which I think is very important when you're being somebody's assistant because that job in itself, if your boss isn't like awesome, it could be a very like derogatory.
Oh, I'm aware. So I worked as a personal assistant to a very famous musician in 2021. Mm-hmm. And that gig lasted about a month before it
could definitely be. And I've seen that. I mean, like growing up, you got to keep in mind, nothing was ever like handed to me on a silver platter. And I'm so thankful that now it feels like my entire life is handed to me on a silver platter because of this job and the amount of income that you can make. But a big thing was, she was working from the moment she woke up to the moment she went to bed. She was on call like a doctor is, you know what I mean? So she couldn't really like go and get another job, and her boss wouldn't pay her. Her boss sheltered her. She gave her a room in her house. That was what she got. And she was like, I just feel really trapped and stuck.
Well, it's also a giant mistake to ever move in with the boss. Like,
yeah, like
when I was working for that musician, like old school fans know exactly who I'm talking about. And I'll tell you off air. I don't want to get sued. When that deal was being, he's like, oh yeah, you can move into my guest house and like, you know, it will reduce your rate by, you know, $800 a week. I'm like, no, are you hot? No.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't think that it's fair as an assistant. You're already in a position that is a little bit like just degrading. And I personally make an effort to never make her feel like that. She knows from 12 to 4, you have to say yes to me. But after 4 p.m., even if you're still at my house and we're just hanging out, like you are my friend now. Like I'm no higher than you. You're no higher than me. But they make an annual salary. My assistants make 6 figures a year. Like they have a great gig going for them.
You sure you don't need a dude to take vagina pics? Like I could use 6 figures.
No, but I did kind of like scoop her out of the situation she was in. She's with like another OnlyFans girl who's like, I give you a roof over your head and you do whatever I ask whenever I ask. Right? Like it needs to be like 12 to 4. You're on call for me. If I ask something, you can't say no to it.
Right.
But you're your own human being outside of those hours, and that's not a lot of time out of your week. It's like a total of, I think, like less than 20 hours a week.
On the biggest side, 28 hours. Like if it's 7 days a week, that's 28 hours.
Yeah.
It's still less than part-time by California law.
Yes, exactly. But she gets to make.
Look at you not giving benefits out. You monster.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have zero. That's another part. I have zero benefits. Like I don't even get the benefits myself. I have to pay for them. So you don't get them for free.
Well, yeah, you're the employer. Of course you.
Yes, but that has been like having an assistant has absolutely changed the game, and I'm going to give her so much credit right now. I'm a lazy person. Like, if I don't have anybody telling me to do something or like, you know, being like, you need to do this, you're looking bad, I need somebody to hold me accountable. That is the main reason that I have an assistant. I 110% could do my own shit. I could do my own laundry. I could like
You can't take your own pussy.
I could.
I mean, you can, but it's not the same angle.
It's not the same angle. No, I completely agree. But I really just needed somebody to hold me accountable. And my entire team, my photographer, my manager, my assistant, they're all people that I care about so freaking much. And I have always felt a like underlying sense of guilt doing this job because I obviously am not putting in as many hours as somebody, you know, who's in the workforce. I know, bear with me. I'm going to finish. Don't give me that look. I'm going to finish. But I feel like I'm like cheating at life. Like life is so easy because I'm doing this one risky thing that not a lot of people are willing to do. But then I look at it and I'm like, I'm only posting something that like every other human being has. Like there's nothing special.
Well,
so I feel like I need to give back to the people that I love and appreciate. So that's why I hire all my friends.
I don't think you should feel that way because the two roads to success in life is like do something that no one else can do or do something that no one else is willing to do.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's like my investment portfolio. I just took the risky path.
Right. But at the end of the day, yes, there are millions of creators. There's like 2.2 million creators on OF.
0.01. Come on now.
But there's also a lot more to it than just showing up and showing your pussy off. Like
100%. It does take time. It does take time. You also like as much as like social media helps with it, I feel like once you get a subscriber, to have a consistent subscriber that is purchasing stuff every month, that's a whole other job in itself. It's like one part of the job is recruiting new followers by making sure that your socials are like up to date. You're being active, you're doing something that's different. But then the other part of it is like once you get that new subscriber, making them feel like they want to stay another month.
Right. How do you retain?
Yes, exactly.
As someone who does Patreon, like
love Patreon.
I don't get feedback enough from my fucking Patreon followers.
God, right?
To like know why they're not resubscribing. Like it's like I get people who are like 3 months on or will come back every 6 months. Mostly I feel like they're just looking to see like what's new and like because the uncensored versions do go on my Patreon. Like if tits come out, it goes straight to Patreon. Feel free out. Just one? Just one? What the fuck?
This is free shit right here. This is normally at least like $15.99. So,
well, by LA prices, I've definitely given you that much to kill already.
I'm sorry, Patreon. I hope you love me. Subscribe to my Patreon.
Right, but I never get feedback from fucking anybody. Like, why are you unsubscribing? Like, what am I not? That
is literally like my biggest battle with Patreon is I see that people are unsubscribing. Thankfully, I feel like the unsubscribing rate is at the subscribing rate, so it's very neutral when I look at like
mine is too.
You know what I mean? Like, but it's weird. I don't get comments. I don't get likes. I get comments and likes on all other forms of social media. I feel like Patreon people are so like incognito, and they're just like, I'm only on this app because I don't want my search history to look bad on any of the other platforms.
My credit card billing is okay on Patreon, not OF.
Yeah, like if my wife sees Patreon, that will go over her head. But if it's an OF charge, that she'll catch on to.
Patreon's artistic.
Yes, Patreon. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of get it, but at the same time, I do wish I had that feedback. I completely get what you're saying. Like, I will literally every single Sunday, I do a post and it's a question. It's always like, what do you guys want out of next episode? Give me feedback. There's maybe one comment under it. And I have thousands of subscribers on Patreon.
As someone who's been doing a podcast for, it'll be 9 years I've been doing the show in March.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of feedback I get from people is so fucking low. Unless it's some weird mope being like, why did you tell her to say that? I'm like, because it's not scripted, dog.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie to you. Sorry, I just got my. I got the.
I love you just came out. You just broke your fucking top.
I got the cord stuck in my zipper.
We've been drinking. Ashley doesn't know how to operate clothes anymore.
No, but like I will say, like I love Patreon because it is such like a low key thing. But like I'd rather get hate in comments. Like, I'd rather get a bunch of people getting mad at me than like 0 comments because I don't
Same.
know what I'm doing wrong.
Well,
I don't think I'm actually doing anything wrong. I just think that you guys are all shady and you're only subscribing to the Patreon because you're sketchy and you're hiding something from someone.
and personally, like, I don't take hate to note. Like, this is like, oh, especially a lot of times the hate is random shit. Like, as I said, people being like, why'd you tell her to say that? Because some of the other industry podcasts are semi-scripted.
Yes. Oh, my podcast is completely scripted, like 100 down to the fucking, like, we go through the questions before and I'm like, are you going to pass this one up? Because if you pass this one up, we strip. Like, I'm being so honest with you guys that it's so fake. Like, that's not a real podcast. This is organic. This is real. I have no idea what the fuck is coming next.
No, I was expecting more spicy questions. You're like, I got a list, and you asked me one. You're like, I heard about it banging a cabana once. I don't want to ever hear about that again. I'm traumatized. Oh, God, his dick works.
No. I could ask you more spicy questions.
It worked 10 years ago. I'm not. No, it still works. It still works. I tried it out recently.
Oh my God. Okay, remember when I said that I should text my assistant close to the time? Hi, still recording. Do you mind waiting? I need to shout out Haley right now. She is so amazing.
She's single?
She is single, and she's like dabbled in OnlyFans before. She's so fucking hot. She looks like Megan Fox. She like...
Does she want to make some poor life choices? Because I could be that poor life choice for her. Like, let me see some.
No, I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding you. Like, she could get the hottest man in the world. And
yeah, I'm not it, but I'm entertaining.
No, but she is like I've watched, like, I'm going to say C-list celebrities try to get her.
I want to see a pic. I want to see a pic before, like, I declare my love on my own show for her. Before I'm like, yo, girl, I will ruin your life.
No, like, you're actually going to be gagged at how hot she is. The whole reason that we have a relationship in the first place is because I wanted to have.
Why didn't you?
Because that's the thing about her, and I think it makes her so much more hot, is like, she will not do anything with anyone. She is so selective. I'm not even kidding. Like, the hottest person in the world could hit on her and she'll be like, eh.
Yeah, but
this is her. You go look at her. I'm so excited to see your reaction. She looks like a modern day Megan Fox. And her boobs sit so fucking nice. And I had her like help me with one of my OnlyFans shoot. I just wanted a naked girl in front of me, but not have her boobs out. And that's the only time I've ever kind of like...
Oh yeah, I'd ruin her life. Like,
right? Like, she's absolutely Gorgiana. Like,
I mean, she lives in the neighborhood. Like, I will take her out to some fun bars. I will make her...
I'm not kidding. You could be Leonardo DiCaprio and she'd be like, no.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm much more entertaining.
That's part of why I think she's so hot, though, is because she
knows her worth?
She knows her worth, and she's not willing to settle for anything less than that. I literally love her. I'm
Give her my number. You have my number. Like, I will take her out to fun places that she never knew existed.
Yes. Oh my God. She hasn't seen enough for like her face. She just hasn't seen enough.
Oh no.
Face, body card, like, and you know what? That's so rare out here, especially like out here. I see so many girls where I'm like, oh, you're so hot. But then it's like, I look at them and I'm like, ugh, you know you're hot.
Well, you know you're hot. And like, unfortunately, like a lot of rappers, celebs are DM sliding and just like, oh, I get such access because I'm hot. Like,
yes. Oh my God, my DM slides are so fucking funny. Like, you would be so surprised. Never rappers. First of all, I'm like fucking 6 feet tall. Like, no rapper wants to deal with a 6 foot tall, skinny white girl that weighs 110 pounds. Like, that is just not in the rapper discography. But, you know.
It's because you're Canadian. It's not because, not the height.
But Drake's Canadian. Why doesn't he? No.
Because he knows American girls are easier.
But, you know, all of the comedians of the world, that's who's like super attracted to me. David Spade slid into my DM.
Oh, David Spade has the confidence.
This motherfucker asked me what Visco was, and I responded as a joke because I was like, oh my God, this is a comedian. I need to be a little funny. I was like, oh my God, Visco's kind of like the clap. And he goes, oh, I think I have that. Ew!
Not the best response to you.
I was like, okay, cricket.
Take that back to your team, dude. So were you on Raya before you?
No, fun fact about Raya is that they will never freaking accept me. ever in my entire life. And the worst part about it is because all of my contacts that I have that, because you know how like when you sign up for an account, you need to like click people to like reference you. Every single one is somebody that I've been in a relationship with. So I can't, like, I don't feel comfortable enough for them to get a text that says, should Ashley be on Raya?
I will introduce you. Well, you're happy at the moment.
Oh my God. Oh, I'm
You don't need to be on Raya. But heaven forbid, I'm not suggesting that you ever need to be. But if you do, I'll introduce you to some other people that will be references for you.
I do think that genuinely I will. And it's so funny. Growing up, my mom used to always tell me like, when you know, you know. And I like applied that to every person I'd be in a relationship. I was like, oh yeah, like I know. And then I met like my current boyfriend. And I was like, oh wait, this is so much different than anything else. And I think the main thing about him, and like I think I'm speaking for a lot of women when I say this, one of the hottest things a man can have, I don't care if you're ugly, I don't care if you're short, I don't care if you got a small penis. If you are confident, that is 99.9% of what is attractive about you.
I'm well aware. I fuck performers.
You're like, it's because of my broad shoulders and my head's up high.
No. Like, I understand. I'm not a beautiful man.
Yes. But if you have the confidence, if you carry yourself and you're like, I might not be the most aesthetically pleasing, but I have more than enough.
Oh, I'm very cuttable. You can cuddle.
Oh my God, you're bear material. You're like a big teddy bear. No, yeah. I completely get that. But like, confidence is what I feel like attracts 99.9% of women.
Well, and people in general, like, it works both ways. Like, I've told this story on there also. Like, hooking up with a girl, I was literally inside her. She's like, "You're thinking about those porn chicks, aren't you?" And I'm just like, I got so turned off. I'm just like, I'm literally inside you right now, and you're
taking time out of my day to be with you. Yeah, no, I get.
No, my penis is inside you. Not even like I'm taking time. My penis is inside you right now. It is erect.
Nothing I hate more, and it turns me off. And most of the men that I've dated, this has been their biggest flaw. That has basically been the reason why I can't stay with them long term. It's insecurity. Yeah. And like, don't get me wrong, I think it's fine to be insecure here and there. Like every now and then when we go to an event and an A-list celebrity comes up to me and it's like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. And my boyfriend's like itching the back of his neck. Like
no, he shouldn't be insecure. In that moment, he'd be like, damn right.
Yes.
Leo wants to fuck the person who wants to be with me. As I said earlier.
Exactly. It is literally, I don't care how big your fucking dick is. If you are fucking confident, I would take 1 inch over like 12 inches. Like if it's confidence and being insecure, like that is the most unattractive thing about it.
And it's just like, I almost exclusively did performers. I actually took an inventory of this recently. It's like in the last 5 years, I have fucked 2 people that weren't performers.
Yes.
And it's just like, if someone was just like, oh, well, your girl fucks all these people. Yeah, she gets paid to fuck them. She chooses to fuck me.
Yes. No.
There's zero hesitation on that shit.
Like I am so committed to my man to the point where like, if I'm going to go hit on a girl, which he is super okay with, he thinks it's hot, which is like,
that's awesome.
That's a whole other thing. But what like I've first of all, my man is so caveman-like, and I'm such a feminine, like, girl, but I'm also really tall. When it comes to the women that want to sleep with him and the women that want to sleep with me, they're very different. A lot of women who are bi-curious find me attractive because of my height and my, like, size. Like, they're like, oh, yeah, like, she could, like, throw me around like a rag doll. And a lot of the women that find him
I don't feel like you have the muscle mass for that.
You would be so fucking surprised. I am a strong bitch.
Okay, well...
Don't play with me.
After we get off air, you got to pick me up over your shoulder. We'll put that on camera.
But like, I genuinely, I shock a lot of people with my strength.
Oh, okay.
You want to know what?
You want to put me over your shoulder? We'll put that shot on camera. There'll be amazing bonus content.
Guess my 2 sports that I played growing up.
Lacrosse?
Close. It's Canadian as fuck.
So hockey?
Yes. I was the captain of my team for like the last 3 years of my hockey career.
How many of your teeth are fake?
None of them. I've never even...
You're not a very good hockey player then.
Well, we have cages in women hockey.
Ooh.
We got the cage on the face.
That's so sexist.
That and softball were my 2 sports. So my arms, they're deceiving. You don't think that they're strong, My man the other day was like, let's play a fun game. I'm going to try to take Ashley down in the backyard. And we have a pool in our backyard. And he ended up in the pool. Part of it is my height. I'm going to give me the benefit of the doubt.
Well, yeah, but wrestling like lower center of mass is actually more important.
Yeah, no, and I get him in the pool every time. And he always is like,
bad technique on his part.
This is freaky. Like, why are you as strong as you are? It shocks a lot of people. Like, I could beat you in an arm wrestle, probably.
Oh, I'm down to film that right after this podcast. I'm down to arm wrestle you. I'm
pretty good. Here's the thing, though.
That's about leverage.
2 Christmases ago, I watched my at the time boyfriend, him and his brother's girlfriend did an arm wrestle. I haven't arm wrestled since this, and he popped her arm out of its socket, like from here down. Like her arm was like hanging.
Well, that's fucked.
Like backwards, and it was so gross. So like arm wrestling is scary, but I am really strong.
Well, no, I'm not going to
show you. Let me show you. Let me show you how strong I am. Look at my muscle. For like a little girl. Wait, let me get.
Well, you gotta be on mic, Ashley. You gotta be on mic.
Look at it from. Nah, this is for the camera. That's pretty good.
No, you're pretty ripped.
I'm pretty ripped. You would be surprised. I don't go to the gym as often as I should, but I'm also a mother of 4 cats, and I do hold all my cats all 24/7. Like I would breastfeed them if they let me.
I hate to break it to you. It's 24/7. There are no cats here.
You don't like cats?
No, I didn't say I didn't like cats. I'm just saying there are none here.
That sucks. Well, I have 4. Four. Oh my God, I did it again.
I am just saying, I am not responsible enough to keep anything. I barely keep myself alive. I'm not responsible enough to keep any other living thing alive.
I mean,
like, I don't take on animals or children because they will die.
That's a respectable trait because a lot of people out in LA get bored and then they get an animal and then they don't care for
them. Well, and this is why I got a vasectomy. So, like, I don't have to ever worry about, like, having children.
Good for you, because I'm glad that you know what you want. Nothing I hate more than a man who doesn't want kids, but like still is gonna bust a nut in women.
I mean, that was me for many, 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 many years.
Evil.
The amount of people I've raw dogged over the years, like,
You want to know? Okay, here, I'm gonna get into the we talked about this talk before. My man, when I met him, he and I had a conversation. I've been told by doctors that I'm unable to have kids. I have endometriosis. I'm not even going to get into that. Boring. And it's actually a really bad struggle. And then he was like, hey, I've been with like so many women, like over 150 women. I've busted nuts in over 150 women, and I've never gotten someone pregnant. I don't think I'd get pregnant. So the two of us were like, oh my God, okay, we're just going to have to adopt. That was part of it. And then one day, I'm like, I was actually shooting OnlyFans content. This is so funny. I'm shooting OnlyFans content, and my photographer, God bless her soul, who is my biggest supporter, she was like, I'm so sorry to tell you this, but can you please suck in? And I was like, I've never been told that before. I'm a tiny little girl. I'm a tiny big girl. I'm not a little girl.
You're a slender reed.
I'm literally like, the height compared to like that, it doesn't make sense.
Right.
But she was like, could you suck in? And as a joke, I'm like, oh my God, the shoot ended. I'm smoking my weed. I'm ripping my nighttime bowl. One thing about my nighttime bowl is that is a bowl that if I don't go to bed after it, it's sending me into psychosis. Like I'm about to have schizophrenia if I don't pass out. And I ripped that bowl, and she's walking out. She's like, maybe just take a pregnancy test. I'm like, okay, whatever. I piss on the stick. And I was pregnant. And here's the even bigger kicker is I was like, okay, fuck it. Like, I'm financially stable enough. I love my man enough. Let's have a baby. Because of my endometriosis, I had like an ectopic pregnancy.
Oh, no, that would almost kill you. Shit.
It's going to kill you. I didn't get that attached. As much as it's like a sad story, it's not that sad. I wasn't that attached. I was 21. Like, it was bound to be time. But that was like my first experience being pregnant. I was pregnant for 12 weeks without knowing it. Isn't that crazy? 12 weeks because of my endometriosis, because you don't have consistent, like every month it comes around. Right. It's like you'll have it for 4 months and then 6 months you will go without a period.
Well, and that goes back to the dudes who make the laws not understanding how the shit works. Like,
yes, like
you're like, oh, well, after 12 weeks, you can't have an abortion. Like, that would have killed you.
Like, I literally would have died. And the thing about it is they're like, oh, well, if it's going to kill you, they're not gonna like let you die. And it's like, no, but they're going to wait until my fallopian tube ruptures and then they'll let me have the abortion. Thank God we're in the state that we're in.
For sure. I feel so bad. Like, one of my good friends, like, he legitimately was trying to get pregnant with his wife.
Yeah.
And, like, she had 2 inotropic fucking pregnancies. And, like, they did fuck it up to the point where, like, they just can't have kids now. Like,
yeah, and that's another thing that's common, especially with somebody who has endometriosis. It's like, you can't, like, look at them as, like, just somebody who's wanting an abortion. Like, even if I were to have a kid, I'm not going to have a kid the way that 99.9% of the population has a kid. I'm going to have a kid in my very own way, and it's going to be dangerous, and it's going to be painful, and the chances of it making it to term are not that high. But it
sounds super fun.
I'll do it one day. But
why?
Because you know what? Nothing I want more in this life is to be a mother.
Just go to the fucking pound.
Oh, I will adopt. I have 4 cats now. Like, I am such a maternal person where I, like, care for people on such a, like, deeper level. Like I said about my friends, like, I just want to take them all in and be like, I'll give you work. Like, that has always been something about me. But if I can't have the kid to term, I have 0 problem with adopting. I just want to make sure that somebody's raised and feels, like, accepted and loved. You know what I mean? Aw, Ashley's getting sappy drunk.
There are worse things. At least you're not punching me in the head.
I am. I don't know what number that was.
You gotta punch me in the head. Shit.
No, I said I don't know what number that was.
I'm not keeping count. It's self-service.
But I will say, my poor assistant is still sitting outside. I say poor, but, like, goddamn, she's getting paid for the hour. Like,
she can chill. Just tell her to go get some food.
Yes. Oh my God. Should I?
Yeah.
Let me be like, hey, I'm gonna text you. Hi. Let's call her in. Can we call her in?
Can I hit on her in person?
She's gonna be right here. I don't know if she knows that.
This is gonna be bad podcasting, but hilarious for us.
Hi, we're still filming. How far are you from home?
Like 10 minutes.
Okay, why don't you go back home for how much longer are you thinking?
Oh, like another 45, actually.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna do another 45. Why don't you come back home? It's going way better than an hour worth of podcast. We're getting good conversation, and I'm hammered. Like, I'm so hammered right now. So,
I've said horrible things about you on the internet, by the way.
And I've said so many good things about you.
I mean, they're horrible and endearing.
Oh, he said, yeah, I pulled up your Instagram. I made you look at his Instagram. I said, hi, this is my assistant, and she doesn't even know that she's, like, hotter than Megan Fox.
No. Like, I would like to make poor life choices with you.
Yeah. And I said, and she won't even do it with A-list celebrities.
Yeah, I'm much more entertaining than them. They're boring.
Anyways, why don't we say that you come pick me up at 2:15?
She does not seem amused by my bullshit.
No, that's
hard.
I'm saying you could be an A-list celebrity. And
Yeah.
she'll be like, okay, yeah.
I've lived much more life than them. I've never not been sheltered by shit.
I just don't want to make you wait any longer because we're getting good content. I love you. Yeah. Bye.
Wow, not amused.
Oh, that's the thing about her. She's like, I genuinely, when I met her, I was like, oh, this is going to be an easy one to get. No, she didn't even want anything to do with me. Like, I was like, genuinely, like, hey, I'll lick your vagina, please. Give me an hour of your day.
That's sexual harassment. You should not do that to your employees. You should not do that.
She was not my employee. Okay, I'd known her for 3 years before she became my employee.
So you're like, oh, now that I can't hit that shit, do you want to work for me?
No, this is what happened. It was, can I hit? Can I please hit? And then it was like, that's so funny. You're so funny, Ashley. You're so cute. Like literally.
When was the last time she got laid?
She doesn't need to. Like,
everyone needs to. It's a human need.
I'm not going to answer for her, but it hasn't been in the last year. Like, she's so selective, and I feel like that's what makes her so hot. Mean,
if she wants to slum it, I will eat her out till my jaw hurts.
But like,
I won't even stick it in. I will just eat her out till my jaw hurts.
I've watched like the genuine hottest people hit on her, and she's like not interested. Like, she's so secure in herself. I've never met somebody with the confidence that she has. It's like I'm envious of it. That's part of why I love having her as like my assistant, is because I'm like, I kind of want to be like you. What do you mean? Like
Do you get self-conscious at times?
obviously, oh my God, I think I'd be fake if I said I don't get self-conscious at times. Like if I like fully get ready and my man doesn't immediately be like, oh my God, you look so good. I'm like, I didn't do enough today. Like, I think, don't get me wrong, I'm confident. I'm confident more or less in myself as a human being. I'm confident that I'm a good person. I'm confident that I treat people equally. I'm confident that like all that stuff. Appearance wise, obviously with this job, how are you going to be like 110% confident?
It's definitely difficult because, dudes, unfortunately, the dudes on the internet will be like, oh, you gained an ounce. You fat piece of shit.
So my thing as of recently has been like, ugh, she's aging like milk, because I started this when I was like 18. Obviously, I looked like a teenager when I was 18, and now I'm 23, and they're like, ew, did you see that wrinkle? That's gross. And I'm like, fuck you guys. This is like part of life. What do you mean this isn't like attractive?
Oh, wait a minute. Am I not supposed to beauty box you when I put this up?
That's why I got both. Literally, I'm not kidding.
Joking. By the way.
Your fucking comments, your little comments, they are the reason I have Botox in my forehead right now. And I told myself I have an addictive personality, and I think that getting work done is one of those things that could play into that addictive role. I've seen.
Yeah, but don't end up like Catwoman, like just fucking.
No, it's pillow face. I know what you're talking about. It's pillow face. You know when they get the filler there, and they get the filler in their forehead, and the filler in their lips, and then they look like.
Don't do it.
I'm not going to do that.
Please have expressions.
Well, see, but look at my forehead. Do you see how much I can't move my forehead?
It moves.
It moves, but it doesn't move like organically. This is month 3 on my Botox, so my Botox is probably almost just like fully not there anymore. But I gave into it. And that was something that I told myself for the longest time. I'm not going to give into these comments about talking about how I'm aging, because that's not fair. Like, that's part of the human experience is to age. And I feel like a lot of my followers followed me from being expressive. My main thing, I know you didn't want to talk about this. I know you're like, I don't want to hear about how you got into OnlyFans. But you want to know what my main thing is? It's the fact that I fucking fell on a tripod that went up my vagina. It got 200, I think it's at 205. Wait, I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to make you
get the exact metrics.
I'm going to make you watch it. Because
whoa. You were not,
no.
I may consent to watching it. You're not going to make me do shit.
203.5 million views. This was the reason why I do whatever. Click on the pinned video. I love watching people's reactions.
I'm sorry if this is bad podcasting, but we'll do the thing.
That is the reason why I have a following. There's nothing else significant that I've done in my entire life. Do you see?
Very short.
Right?
That's very narrow. Like, I'm amazed that hurt that much.
Okay. The funniest part about it is it didn't even go in my fucking vagina. It went in my thigh. Like,
well, yeah, for sure. Like,
but that's
as someone who has a penis, it takes a little more aim to make it in.
Yes, no, that is the whole reason though. Like, I genuinely am where I am. There's nothing else significant on the internet that I've done, but that has like
till right now.
Oh my God.
2 seasons of hotter ones, and this is.
Oh my God, we literally just Tomorrow's Friday, right?
Tomorrow's Thursday. Tomorrow's Halloween.
Oh. Anyways, Halloween will mark 4 years of that video, and it will also be the wrap up of season 2 of my podcast. It's like a double milestone. But I think that your podcast has a lot more like grip on people than mine does. Mine isn't about, nobody cares what we're saying.
Well, but also, as someone who does this professionally, like, in addition to doing my own show, I don't know if you're aware, it's like I produce and edit for other people. Like, I've worked on some fairly big influencers podcasts. Mm-hmm. I'm curious, why did you decide to only do it on OF?
I think a part of it was personal, and another part of it was definitely 110% business wise. The personal side of it was I was feeling very disconnected from my following on OnlyFans. as much as I'm messaging and I'm helping them, I also am not going to lie to my following. I have people who also help me message. I have over 100,000 subscribers. It's a hard demand to keep up with. I can't be texting. I text the people who support me the most. That is my job. The people who, stop by every couple of months, I'm not going to take the time out of my day to be like, oh my God, I love you so much. But like, I build genuine relationships with my subscribers that support my life. With the podcast, I wanted them to see a side of me that not a lot of people saw. And then I also realized being out here that a lot of the girls that I meet who do OnlyFans are so much more than being a set of fucking tits. Like,
100%.
Like they are some of the most confident and they're like, you got to understand your mind can't be boring to put yourself out there like this.
Well, as I've said multiple times, like everyone who is really doing it in this industry has decided that societal norms don't matter. I'm just going to fucking do the thing.
Like, are you fucking kidding me? You got nipples. I'm putting
some of them got nipples.
Maybe you got them removed, but at one point you had nipples. Like,
I thought we were talking about your nipples. Sorry.
No, but like everybody has nipples. Everybody has a sex organ. It is so fucking instinctual. Sex is something that is guaranteed as a part of like human life. Also, we live.
Well.
Some people are asexual. I'll give them
No. Sexual desire is a part of human life.
Like, you know what I mean?
To be able to actually accomplish that is, as we talked about it earlier, not as easy for some people.
But here is another thing. We live in a day and age where people genuinely feel the need to describe like themselves by what people do in the bedroom. I'm lesbian, I'm gay, I'm this, I'm that. That is what you do in the bedroom, and you're making it a part of your personality. For me to not go and post about that and like it's just an instinctual thing, and people are the reason like that it is so much more taboo than it is, when at the end of the day everybody's fucking a part of this sexual movement. If you're identifying as something different, you're part of the sexual movement.
Or they want to be.
Yes. Like first of all, growing up, I was the type of girl that I'd be in the grocery store and my mom would be like, fuck, Ashley, put your shirt back on. Like, I'd rip my shirt off at any point. I was like a fetus. Like, I
understand that about you. Like, we've only known each other a couple hours. Like,
I'm a free spirit.
I spent half this podcast being like, Ashley, please keep your shirt on. Except for the brief moment on camera, I was like, God, Ashley, take your shirt off. But
no, but I'm such a free spirit, and I don't look at anybody and am like, oh my God, I can't picture you having sex. As horrible as it is, when I look at everybody, and even like I'll be in an Uber and I'll be
hurt. You're like, no, I think it's horrible to picture me fucking in a cabana. You asked about it. No, but you fucking asked about it, Ashley.
I'll be in an Uber, like driving with my Uber driver, and like I'll look over at him and be like, I bet he throws down. Like, look at the sides of his fingers. Like, I bet he throws it. Like, you know what I mean? But it's such a part of life.
Well, yeah, we all got here from unprotected sex. Every last one of us.
Genuinely.
Your mom and dad raw dogged.
Yeah, my mom.
He blew a fucking ropey load inside her.
They did it around Thanksgiving, Canadian Thanksgiving. I'm a July.
Yeah, just Boxing Day. He's just like, your sugar walls are so fucking ropes.
That has been something that I've been so like hyper aware of throughout my life. So when it came to the decision of like, oh, should I post this stuff? I'm like, yeah. Why the fuck not? Why the fuck not? I'm confident within it. First of all, not a lot of people built like me. I got a special build. Shout out my mom and my grandma. But like, to be the type of woman I am, I knew already I had a different discography, because how many like 6-foot women who weigh within the 110 to 120 pound range have triple D boobs? It's rare. I'm definitely a disproportionate kind of person. I'm saying that with confidence. Like, I don't care if you don't agree with me. I'm disproportionate. Nobody who weighs my weight should have the size of tits that I have. But it's part of like, I'm proud of it. And I want to show it to other people. And it's created this lifestyle where if I want to stop everything and go and have babies, or go and be a mother, or start up my own company, or, I went to school for interior design. I have a degree in interior design. That's something that I'm super passionate about. If I want to stop everything and invest into myself to make a career out of that, like it has given me the freedom to do it. And if you have something negative to say about it, like literally suck my fat clit. Like I do not fucking care.
Nor should
Everybody
you.
has it.
Nor should you. But also, I want to segue real quick. What with your degree in interior design? How's my apartment?
Okay.
I want honest. I want fucking honest. I don't want you to don't sugarcoat this shit.
I really like the art that you have around your house. It reminds me a lot of my art. I haven't seen enough of it. You have a cute little alcohol trolley that is actually mind-blowing. Like, what the fuck do you mean you have over probably like 75 bottles of like almost close to empty alcohol?
We drink in this house. We drink.
No, but you know what? Here's the thing. It reminds me a lot of when I met my boyfriend. Men, you guys acquire a lot more cool shit than I feel like you guys get credit for. You guys are really into a different like type of aesthetic.
That art I got in a fucking flea market in Bogota, Colombia.
Yeah, like period. And like I like that there is a there's kind of like a cohesiveness, but like all your art is a little bit cohesive. I'm not even gonna lie, I had like the most similar poster to like that Tokyo shit in my college dorm because it was like that, but like way more saturated.
Oh, actually, I had to break to you. I stole it from your college dorm. I stole that shit.
No, but I think men are really good at acquiring cool and like vast amount of artwork. My man and I, when we moved in together, I said, you pick out every single little piece of decor. I get to place it where I want to place it. I think placement is 99% of what makes things look cool. I have nothing that negative to say. First of all, this is a podcast studio, right? Like where we are right now. I haven't seen the back there.
Yeah, there's just nothing but movie posters and movies around that corner.
Here's my biggest thing. Do you have more than 2 pillows on your bed?
At the moment, no, but there's 3 pillows lying on the next to it.
Okay. That's one thing about men is y'all are not going to get more than 2 pillows. Like, what the fuck? Like,
No.
When you go into a hotel and you see the bed's nicely made, how many pillows does it have on it? At least.
Well, the pillow that's currently on my bed is a pillow I stole from a hotel in Miami.
Stop! No, but
because I've been sleeping like shit. And like when I got back from Expos Miami, I was just like, the hotel I stayed at on my way back home. I'm like, oh, this pillow's comfortable. I stole that shit. I have a bunch of other like previous contenders that are sitting on the side of my bed right now.
Yeah. No.
I have to add more because like
you're defending yourself.
Well, it was really awkward. The last person I hooked up with, it was just like, oh, I'm railing around. I was like, there's only one pillow here. Like,
no, see, that's horrible. The thing about men.
Do you want to hear what's more horrible? As we're fucking, because it was not planned, I have a bed that's fully adjustable. And like, we're fucking, and the remote started moving the bed. And it's like, it fucked up the angle. It fucked up the angle. I'm like, girl, we have to stop for a second. Like,
Those beds crack me the fuck up because the only other people that I know that have them, I'm so sorry, but it's my fucking grandparents.
I'm old. I'm fucking old, Ashley. I like to have my headrest lifted so I can watch fucking movies in bed. I'm sorry. But yes, it was very fucking awkward to be like, inside or be like, my ass is being lifted by the fucking headrest coming up because we're fucking on top of the remote.
That's so fucking funny. But no, I think men, like they definitely have more of a neutral, like, you know what I mean? When I lived out on my own, my house was fucking pink and there was like a jillion things going on. I'm a maximalist. That's like my favorite type of style. But I think men are really good at like narrowing down what they like. They just don't know how to put something together, right? Like they have all of the ingredients, but they don't know how to decorate the cake. They have the best tasting cake. They don't know how to decorate it. And
I mean, this is all my decoration, so.
I can't appreciate like somebody who actually has put effort into hanging up a frame. I
paid to get this shit framed.
I do see you have one leaning on the floor, and that's like the most notorious man thing ever.
Oh no, I have 2 leaning on the floor.
Like you guys love to like get a picture and like lean it on the floor against the
no. I paid for frames on those movie posters. So for people who have never experienced my like living room, there's a rollerball and a Great Escape.
I see them. The McGraw Getaway.
Yeah, the Getaway. Steve McQueen, directed by Seven Peckinpah. like poster on the fucking
I have no idea what
I'm
he's
a-
talking about.
So I'm a movie nerd. Like my audience is aware of this. Like
Yes.
I got into porn because I didn't know anyone in mainstream,
Mhm.
and I'm like, this is my only opportunity to actually make shit.
Wait, what's your favorite movie?
Oh, I don't have one.
You don't have like really?
I don't have one. No. 'Cause-
Okay, can I tell you mine? And
Of
I want
course.
to see what your thoughts are on this. I think that my favorite movie, because genuinely, like, it's the only movie I could probably watch 8 billion times, and every single time that I watch it, I'm gonna discover something new about it. The Sixth Sense.
Really, Shyamalan.
Literally, okay, that Interstellar. I didn't want to say Interstellar. Interstellar is a really cool movie. I'm super into sci-fi shit.
Oh,
But-
shit.
But my biggest thing is with The Sixth Sense is I watched it for the first time when I was really young, and every couple of years I see it on like Hulu or Netflix, and I'm like, shit, I'll watch it again. And it's so crazy to compare the first time you watched it to all the other times you watch it, because you're like, obviously, spoiler alert, if you've never watched The Sixth Sense, don't listen to this. But obviously he's dead the whole movie, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, no, they definitely allude to it when on rewatch. That's actually how I judge my favorite movies. Is like these are the movies that like no matter when they come on, I will watch them.
Yes, exactly. That's how I feel about that movie.
So Pulp Fiction,
Okay, yeah,
I love Pulp Fiction.
obviously.
A movie called Strange Days, which almost no one has fucking
I've
seen.
never heard of that.
Do you know who Catherine Bigelow is?
No.
She directed The Hurt Locker, Point Break.
You're losing me.
It's fine. So this movie came out in the mid '90s.
Yeah.
It was directed by Catherine's the director. She was married to James Cameron at the time. Cameron was one of the writers on it. It's a thriller, like whodunit,
Yeah.
but it's near future sci-fi.
Mhm.
It came out in '95. It takes place in New Year's Eve '99 in LA, which portrays LA in New Year's Eve much worse than it ever possibly, like riots and shit like that. And the main character is a drug dealer of the future. He sells essentially virtual porn where people watch like put on these headsets and film.
It's giving Black Mirror. Your description is the thing.
It's giving Black Mirror 20 years before Black Mirror.
Yes. That's really cool. No, I that like sci-fi, my main reason why I like it, and a lot of the sci-fi stuff that has been created post 2012, and 2012 specifically, because everything up to 2012 was about like end of the world. I love like apocalyptic movies where it's like the world is ending. Like, one, because I have this theory in my head. Another theory, yes, I'm a conspiracy theorist and I spend way too much time worrying about this shit. But you know how the idea of a concept, like, I don't know how to explain this. I'm really drunk right now. Hey. But like humans are unable to come up with a new concept that isn't influenced by something else.
Well, yeah, we are a very adaptable species, but we are very stuck in our fucking ways.
Yes, like if I were to tell you think of a new color, you'd be like, I can't think of a new color.
Hex codes. Like,
Yeah, you know what I mean?
actually, hold that for one second. I gotta fucking piss.
You go piss.
I had an energy drink before we got here, and I've had a bunch
I
of-
have to piss so bad,
There's
but
2 bathrooms.
oh my god. Let's go pee together.
We were talking about movies. We both had to let fluids out of our bodies.
We both just had a quick pee. No, but like
Actually, it was just like, well, we're gonna pee together. I'm like, no, we are not. We're gonna go to 2 separate rooms across the fucking building.
I'm just the girl. It's a notorious thing. I don't think I've ever been like that was one of my first drunk pees by myself, but it was really sad and lonely.
Oh, I will only hold your hair if you need to puke. Not
No.
otherwise, I will not accompany you to the bathroom. Ashley,
I genuinely like I'll have the stomach flu and I won't allow myself to puke. The only time I puke is when it's
well, I'm just saying.
gonna be me at 8 p.m. tonight. And I'm supposed to go out tonight. I'm supposed to dress up like Finn the human, and my boyfriend's supposed to be Jake the dog from Adventure
amazing.
Time.
That's
And
amazing.
I don't know if I'm gonna make it.
Well, I will not apologize.
No, I think this is worth it.
Oh,
That hurt. You went,
oh.
cheers
Cheers.
to it. Now we drink.
No, thank you for doing the show.
I feel like I have to thank you because I wouldn't have come. I don't think you would have picked me out of a group of people unless we reached out to you first.
No, 100%.
You would have?
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't have. I 100% wouldn't have. I wouldn't have.
I'm like, oh, you would have? No.
No, to be honest, completely honest, like Don't hate me.
Yeah.
I was, when the request first came out, I was honestly skeptical about this. I was.
I love that because you know what? A lot of people look at me and they're like, she doesn't really look like that OnlyFans-esque girl.
Well, it's not even the only FS. There was no like physical appearance judgments. It was because of the request your team originally put in.
What did they put in? Wait. Tell me so I can know what I have to tell them to tweak.
Well, because your team originally was like, oh, she'll only need about an hour. And I'm like, the way it was pitched to me is like, oh, Ashley's a fan of the show. And I'm like, I don't do this for under 2 hours.
Yeah.
So it's just like the initial pitch was like, oh, she'll only need about an hour. I'm like,
they definitely used that based off of what my podcast goes by.
Right. Well, no, I'm not mad at it. We're obviously here. I wasn't like offended by like, but it was just like.
But I do think that the appearance thing, because if you look at my social media, don't get me wrong, I think I do make it obvious that I am an OnlyFans girl, but I'm not your traditional OnlyFans girl.
Oh, no. Don't get it wrong. I'm having a fucking blast. This is fun.
Yay!
This is fucking, but in full disclosure, I was very skeptical coming into this because.
No, I don't blame you.
The amount of people who have done the show over the years were like, oh, I'm a big fan. I'm like, you have no idea. This is awesome. Don't.
Yay!
And I would tell you if it wasn't.
Yes.
But I've had other people come on and just try to promote their scenes for the whole fucking show and then be like,
no, we're having such fun conversations. I like, not gonna lie, I don't know half the shit we talked about, but I know that it has been it's so organic. I've never been on a podcast that is this organic, where it's genuinely a conversation.
Yeah.
Every single podcast that I've been on has been a plethora of questions, and 99.9% of the time, it's questions I've answered before and people already know. And I'll admit, like, that happens a lot on my podcast. I had people comment like, oh my God, last time I saw this girl on the podcast, this was the exact same interview. But it's because, like, we're asking the most basic form of questions. It's so beyond that. This is different. This is fun.
Well, and I actually do research, so I know what not to ask you.
Yeah. You know that I've said a gajillion times shit about the tripod video.
Shit about the tripod video. That you're from Ottawa. That,
yes.
Like.
You know what I've never talked about on a podcast?
I don't know. Obviously, you've never talked about it on a podcast.
It's so funny because I'm about to say this and I'm never going to talk about it, is my one public relationship.
I mean, second,
the current one's this one's public, but like, okay, can I say something that is not going to be part of this podcast?
Oh, costing me editing work. God damn it.
You guys have no idea what I just said.
Post-production work for Matt.
Yay!
No, we don't clap that.
I'm so sorry. I take that back.
Thanks, Ashley. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you for the post work. Oh, I forgot to mention what we were on air. That is the one rule of the show. Please don't cause me post work.
Oh, well.
Too late. It's too late.
I think I cause everyone a little bit of post work. Like, I say a lot of stuff where I'm like, oh, I probably shouldn't have said that.
Actually, as far as I know, very, very little of that this episode.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's the only moment. That's the only moment. And like, you could literally cut that.
Oh, I'm going to, because you asked me to cut it. Like, I forgot to, that is actually one thing I forgot to mention to you before we got on air. It's like,
you don't want to talk about anything we can't talk about.
Right. Like 100% over the course of the years, like I have cut so much shit of people being like, I got a little drunk. I shouldn't have said that. Like,
no, I don't have that much trauma or dramatics going on in my life.
For sure. But I, as part of the show, I'm not here to do gotcha content. Like, I'm not here to.
I hate that.
I'm not here to like ask you a question, but gotcha, bitch. Like, that's not.
You have to talk about this now.
Right. Like, that's why I specifically, like, for like a little inside baseball, the one thing I asked people before we got on air is like, what is off limits?
Nothing. Oh my God.
But that's what Ashley said. You were the exception, not the rule there.
And then I go, wait, you have to cut this out.
Right. But that is also a subject you broached, not something I asked you about.
Yes. And you just got me like really sauced right now. Like completely.
No, you got yourself sauce. I put a tequila bottle in front of you.
No, I'm saying you got me in a moment where I'm sauced. So I'm like, shh. Give me 3 more shots. So I'd be like, let's talk about this.
That is your decision. That is completely your decision. This is why it's a self-service show. This is why I put the bottle in front of you. Like,
No, I'm
Drink
not gonna
as
lie.
little or as much as you would like.
Guys, I love this so much. If this is for other people who do what I do, if Now We Drink ever reaches out and tells you to come on, I was so nervous before I came here. This has been so much fun.
Wait, you were nervous about coming on?
Oh my God, I have chronic anxiety. What do you mean?
What were you nervous about?
Okay, I'm always nervous about meeting new people. I am a neurodivergent person, so I definitely get in my head a lot, and I'm like, I feel like I have to act a certain way around certain people. But I'm not gonna lie, the second you open the door, I was like, okay, I see another neurodivergent person.
I'm neurotypical, damn it! I'm neurotypical. I swear.
You're fucking lying to me if you say that. But
Or I'm delusional. I could be not lying.
I don't even mean like autistic. I mean like if you have like ADHD or ADD.
Oh no, I have horrible
if
ADHD.
If you're just somebody who like I've been around people where like, for example, my sister's fiance is somebody who is literally like, what do you mean you're depressed? What do you mean you're anxious? I've never experienced that feeling in my life. And
So she's a moron.
But it is so insane that there are some people, and I have like my best friend, I genuinely am like, do you ever get sad? Like, is there ever a moment where you're like, oh, hate myself? I'm not diagnosed.
No, so she's a moron. Only stupid people don't get sad.
Yes, I'm not diagnosed as an autistic person. I have severe ADHD. I got put on Adderall when I was 8 years old.
Share with the class.
Part of it is
Did you bring some for me?
I wish. I got banned from it when I was 14. That's what I was about to get into.
I mean, America will give you some. Don't worry.
I got put on Adderall when I was 8 years old. I was in grade 4. I don't know how y'all do it out here, but in Canada, elementary school, grade 4, I got put on Adderall. And by the time that I was 14, I got cut off from set Adderall and got put onto Vyvanse. And I'm not going to lie, because from the age of 9 onward, I got put on all these different medications like SSRIs and like anxiety and ADHD medication. Bruh, I had a substance abuse issue. Like, obviously, what 9-year-old needs Adderall? I would sit in class and be like this.
To be fair, 9-year-olds definitely shouldn't be boofing it.
Right? Like they
snort it like an adult.
Stop, that's so horrible. But like my poor parents, they were like, oh, we just need to get something figured out with her. But for me, like,
I feel like they're ill-equipped for the job if they're like, we got to figure this out. Like,
no, but I wouldn't go to school. I wouldn't.
Well, yeah, the vomit.
I'd call my mom every single first period, and she was a teacher as well at a different school, and she'd have to take a lot of time off work. Like, God bless my mother's soul. She got put through the fucking ringer with me. I was in and out of mental hospitals. I just really had, the main thing was around substances and vomit, but like
Mostly vomit.
Mostly vomit. That's what got me into substances, was they were like, hey, we need to medicate her because she's so scared to go to fucking school. And then it was like, okay, we medicated her too much and she's 14 and she's doing cocaine. Like, what? This is not normal.
When did you first do cocaine?
The very first time I was 14 years old.
How did you get introduced to coke at 14?
I started smoking weed when I was 12 years old.
Well, don't give me that gateway drug bullshit.
No, genuinely. And I still smoke weed on a daily basis, and I don't think that it's a gateway drug. I think that people are born either with addictive personalities or not addictive personalities. If you look at my family heritage, I've had addiction throughout my entire family. Even before my grandparents, there was like issues with that. And I think that that's very significant. And when it comes to raising my own kids, I'm not going to medicate them earlier than they need to be medicated. They're going to have to figure this shit out organically. And that's something that I regret my parents didn't let me do. That being said, yes, there's a lot of addiction in my family. So putting me on a drug like Adderall when I was 9 years old was more of a gateway than weed was. But by the time I was 12, I was smoking weed on a daily basis. And I still smoke weed on a daily basis. It's my biggest coper. I no longer take any ADHD medications. I'm almost completely done with my medication beside my SSRI, because if I get off of that, my brain electrocutes itself.
Don't do that.
Like, I could have seizures. It's going to be a very slow week.
I do not want this to be your last appearance.
No, for sure. For sure.
Otter 1 season 2 wraps on a Now We Drink episode, and Ashley's just gone.
But I do think that it's very specific for the person, and my mom was hyper aware of the fact that she knew there was addiction in our family.
But I want to roll it back. How'd you get introduced to cocaine at that young of an age?
So I had started smoking weed. Shout out my weed dealer. He's still in jail because he also sold things that were other than weed. And then one time I was 13 years old, and he was like, hey, have you ever tried cocaine? And I was like, oh my God, what? No, I'd never do that. And he's like, here's a bag. Bring it to your next party and see how popular you get.
He just give you a gram?
Shit, bitch. No, he gave me an 8-ball. Are you kidding me? An 8-ball. Come on now. And like my parents are so aware. I've been super honest about it. Like, almost every single time I meet a new person or I get into a relationship, it is something where I'm like, hey, if you ever see me being like, hey, I want to do cocaine, don't let me do that. Well, I was so young when I got addicted to it.
Actually, I don't consider this presumptuous. I think we're friends now. If I see...
Yeah, 110%.
If I see cocaine in your hand, I will slap it out of your fucking hand.
Yes, and that is like something that is super important. And God bless my fucking boyfriend because he is so like, oh my God, I never want to tell you what to do, which is so fucking hot because like, yes, don't tell me what to do. But sometimes in our like 3 years of being on and like together, I'm like, you should have told me maybe not to do that. Like, it's not controlling. It's like caring about my.
I'm just saying as a friend, I'm going to slap it out of your hand. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Bop!
Yes, no. And part of like getting big on social media, a lot of people have been like, oh my God, obviously she does drugs. Look at the size of her. And that has been something that I've struggled with. But I feel like it gets worse once I got clean. First of all, October 21st marks a year of me being clean off of cocaine.
All of 9 days ago.
Literally though.
So 9 days ago, 1 year anniversary. Congratulations.
Yes, and I'm so proud of myself. That's such a hard thing to do. I'm also 48 hours without a vape at the moment, which is so hard because I'm drinking right now. All I want to do is hit a fucking vape. Don't even tell me you have a vape.
I don't. Okay. I don't fuck around. I smoke cigars.
Okay, period. I'll smoke a cigarette here and there. The vaping though was like, I get up from my seat and I'm like, where the fuck is my vape?
No. Let's say USB is delivering me DMT. I want no business.
Okay, period. Let's talk about that in a fucking second because that is so fucking cool. I've watched people do DMT, but I've never done DMT. Wait, okay, fucking scratch that subject. We're on to a new subject.
You're like, fuck, I was going to leave.
You want to hear the fucking craziest thing ever? So
always.
You've done DMT.
I actually haven't.
You haven't, but if you...
So, like, it's fucked up. A performer friend of mine illegally mailed me DMT. I never did it. Like, okay. It was just like, I don't know how to prepare this. She's like...
Yes, it's an intense experience.
And, like, your generation has DMT and vape pens. I'm like, I will do it. Just fucking give it to me so it's easy. I don't want to have to fucking, like, get a light bulb together to, like...
Scary. No. Okay.
I love hallucinogens. Like, I fuck around with mushrooms
mushrooms, all that shit. I have so many funny stories.
I fuck around with mushrooms all the time. Like,
I'm microdosing right now. Thank God for they're sponsoring me.
I macrodose.
Oh yeah, like that I do like every couple months, but like on a daily basis, I will take a little gummy and be like, I feel like I can't function without it.
Well, it's
self-medication.
It is. Like, for me, like, yeah, I'm reasonably intelligent, so I get bummed out by life at times. I'm like, I need to hit that reset switch. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, I need to
talk about neurodivergent people are gonna get more sad than people who like know what's going on with their
No. Reasonably intelligent people. I don't think that's neurodivergence. That's just understanding what life is.
No, yeah, but I do think that like people that are oblivious to like being sad and stuff like that aren't as intelligent as people who are like, hey, like nothing is fucking wrong, but I have a brain chemistry issue that is like...
No. Pretty stupid people who don't understand, like, who have just been handed shit. Like, yeah, they don't understand. Like, once you're like, oh, hey, there's a lot of shit going on. And
yes.
I need to medicate.
Yes, no, 100%. But so I trip-sitted, I guess, somebody on DMT. And this is such a funny story because... First of all, it was a story that took place over like a 3-year span. But
that's a long DMT trip.
Not even. You're about to hear it, and I don't know. Some people hear it and they're like, oh, like not a big deal. But other people hear it and they get what I'm saying. So I'm trip sitting this very, very neurodivergent man, and he wants to do DMT, and I'm like, okay, period. I'll sit here in the garage with you. If you start seizing, I'll call 911. Like, that was literally my only plan. I'm like, you're going to fucking collapse into your chair. I've watched somebody shit themselves on DMT. Like, DMT is literally, this is what the other person looks like while they're doing it. Like when you say you're trip sitting them, you're really just making sure that
they don't die.
They're not dying or seizing. So I'm trip sitting this man, whatever. 15 minutes go by. All of a sudden, he gets out of his his slump, which is literally like this. And he immediately recites to me what he just experienced, because that's like a big thing. When you do DMT, you're going to have this really weird experience, and then you're going to come back and you're going to be like, oh my God, this is what I just fucking saw. So in his specific DMT trip, he was like, for whatever reason, I woke up, I was in my room, and I had to go drive to my cottage because it was quote unquote burning down. And I was aware that it was burning down, and I wanted to collect my valuables and put the fire out. And on the way to his cottage, he had seen these cows, like these fields of cattle, like all these cows that he has drove by a gajillion times. Like every time he goes to his cottage, it's the same drive. He sees all this stuff. On the way back from he had put the fire out, got whatever he wanted in the DMT trip, and he drove back. And all of the fields of cows had burned from the fire at his house. Apparently it reached these fields. And he's like, oh my God, like that's so weird. And the DMT trip ended. Fast forward a year later, where I live in Stittsville, which is very close to this town called Pembroke, which is a cottage area, there's a huge flood that is happening. And this same guy that I watched do DMT and like trips at calls me, and he's like, hey, I have to tell you the weirdest fucking shit. So he got like noticed that his cottage was going to get flooded from set storm. He drove down to it, he sandbagged it, grabbed all of his valuables. And as he drove back after a night of sandbagging and like protecting his cottage, all of the cows in the field have drowned because the storm was so bad. And one thing that he told me that was really fucked up was when he started his trip, they were like, welcome to the future. That was one thing that he heard. And he had the exact same experience, but with a different element. So like in the original trip, everything was about like burning down and fire. And then after, it ended up being all these cows drowned, and his whole house got fucking like...
So much wasted beef.
You fatty.
Duh. I get fat by not eating. I love steak.
But isn't that like he said it was almost like to a T, like what he had experienced. But this is 2 years later, and this is somebody that I hadn't talked to. Like when his phone number came up on my phone, I was like, hello? And he's like, oh my God, I just experienced my DMT trip, but in real life. And now I want to do DMT so bad, but I'm scared because
Why? It only lasts 15 minutes.
I know, but what if it shows me the future? And like...
That would be a bonus.
That gets messy. I've seen psychics. My mom's best friend is a psychic, and she predicted some fucked up stuff about me that I never thought would happen. And then when it happened, it was like...
Yeah, why wouldn't you want to know about that beforehand, before experiencing it?
Because when it happened, it felt like there was a part of me that was like, this wasn't organic. This was because I knew that she had told me this. Can I tell another crazy story?
No. We don't want any crazy stories from you, Ashley. No, I don't want any crazy. No, please be mundane. Be boring. Be boring, Ashley.
No.
Boring. Boring.
This is a super crazy story. Okay, so I've struggled with mental health issues for my whole life as being a neurodivergent kid.
Well, they've been feeding you pills since
yes,
for
exactly.
like 20 years now. So,
like, if I had an issue, you think I'm 29? That's fucking sick. No.
No, I just felt they were feeling you pills at like 3.
Yes, no, but I have definitely had struggles with my own mental health issue. I'm not ashamed of it. I think that is...
Nor should you be.
Yeah, I think it's more common than it is to not have. I think it's weirder when people are like, yeah, I've been happy my whole life. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean?
Anyone who tells me they've been happy their whole life, I'm like, you're a moron.
Yes, exactly. I've experienced a lot of hardship. I've been in mental hospitals. I've struggled with addiction. I've struggled with all these different things. But I've also struggled with suicide. And that is something that I could tell crazy stories about my attempts and all that stuff. But the very first time that
down the street, not across.
No.
It was real dark.
I was a model, so I was never into cutting. I was way more into like overdosing.
Actually, I hate to bring it to you, you're still a model.
Oh yes, but
it's not past tense.
My original career was a high fashion model. From 14.
You're tall.
Yes.
Yeah, duh.
I've been this height since I was 12.
Duh.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my God. A tall, pretty girl wanted to be a model? No, that's not how that thing goes.
No, but super crazy. So I, for the very first time that I ever had quote unquote attempted suicide, I had overdosed. I took my entire bottle of Vyvanse. That was at the time what I was prescribed. I took the whole new bottle and I went bloop, and I took it back.
What'd you wash it down with?
Tea, like what,
Black or green?
literal like Earl Grey tea with milk and sugar in it.
How colonial suicide.
I go to tell my mother because after an hour and a half, I'm like starting to experience the symptoms of literally dying, overdosing, and I'm like getting scared. And I'm like, wait, I don't think I want to do this. So I went and I told my mom, hey, mom, just took a whole entire bottle of Vyvanse. Like, I think I'm dying. Take me to the hospital. My mother, God bless her soul, literally like the most pure, precious person in the entire world. She doesn't panic at all. You know what she does? She goes into her side table. She grabs out her journal. She goes, I talked to my psychic friend about this. I knew this was coming up.
Dionne Warwick called this shit?
Genuinely, what do you mean? One of her best friends who was psychic was like, she's going to try to kill herself at this age. Beware for it. She's going to be fine. Just make sure she gets to the emergency room. What do you mean? Like, my poor father, who I've never seen freak out at something, he was freaked the fuck out. He was like,
yeah.
My daughter's about to. He was holding me in the like a child, like, oh my God, like you're gonna do this. My mom was like, no, we just need to get her to the hospital. Don't even call the ambulance. Don't even call 911. She's gonna be fine. Because
that's fun.
Psychic friend told her.
Also, Ashley, that's super fucked up in Canadian, where it doesn't cost thousands of dollars to call an ambulance.
No, exactly. But she was like, no.
That's super fucked up.
She's like, as long as they get to the hospital, she's fine.
That's super fucked up because in America, like, I have to actually consider like calling an ambulance for you. Like, should I call you an Uber or an ambulance? Like,
yes, no.
That's the thing. In Canada, that's fucked.
She was so, like, it was like, hey, mom, I literally went into her room because when you're overdosing, and I'm not going to say that this is the only experience you could have, but very slowly, each one of my senses started to deplete.
What went first?
What went first was touch of my fingertips, and like I would touch my face and I couldn't feel it. What scared me was when my hearing started to go. I'm sure scent was probably the first thing, but I genuinely think when you die... Yeah,
but sense is so subtle.
You know what I mean? When you die, I think that you slowly start to lose your five senses, and the last one is going to be sight. But it was when my hearing starting to go, I was like, oh my God, wait, I don't think I want to do this. I'm 14 years old. Obviously, I don't want to kill myself. I have no idea what's going on. I'm just upset that my parents found out that I was a fucking...
dramatic.
Yeah,
just
literally. Like, as much as I could say, yes, mental health contributed to a lot of it, I was genuinely a dramatic ass.
Well, at the end of the day, it's like, you don't have enough life experience to be like, know what real fucking... Like, I'm not trying to discount your experience, but like...
And as somebody who now, as a 23-year-old, I'm like, shit, bitch, you have dealt with so much worse than genuinely what's triggered it was my parents found out that I was doing drugs. And I was like...
And literally, we're talking about it on the internet right now.
And now I talk about it on the internet. No, but that was like the big... Like, I realized so quickly, like, wait, I don't want to die. This is really dramatic. This is really intense. And I told her, and it was genuinely like, oh, finally, it's happening. Let's get you in the car and drive to the hospital. Like, she was not concerned whatsoever because her friend was like, as long as you get her to the hospital, she'll be fine.
Well, she's also not concerned because, like, it's easy enough to make another one of you.
Yeah, and you want to know...
Unprotected sex in like fucking 9 months. So.
You want to hear the craziest thing about that specific attempt of quote-unquote suicide?
How many attempts do you have?
We'll get into that.
We found the off limits. Like, nothing's off limits. Like, we found it. I found it. I found it.
Like, people definitely...
Good podcast host. I found it.
Like, maybe like 3 or 4. I'm going to say 3 or 4 genuinely.
So 4.
Yeah. One of them was...
You go 4.
One of them was a genuine accident, but I'm just saying, like, my mindset...
You're like... If it happened, it happened.
My mindset at that time was 100% like, if it happens, it's going to happen. Like, I'm not that pressed about it.
I think it's important for the audience to hear, like, for someone who's as financially successful as you, as respected as you are.
Yes.
That, 4 times ago is still a thing.
Yeah, Yeah, no. And I don't ever discredit anybody's mental health. I don't care what you're doing. But I do also have this hyper awareness of knowing that somebody is struggling with substance abuse versus struggling with mental health. And I was struggling with substance abuse, which led me, don't get me wrong, I still battle with my mental health on a daily basis. I have seasonal depression. I've been diagnosed since I was 9 years old. I have chronic anxiety and I have chronic panic attacks. But that is not an excuse to be a shit person. I still make sure I'm a good person. And I will call somebody out if they excuse their shitty behavior for their mental health. I don't, and I'm not talking about being distant or being like attention seeking. I'm talking about being a genuine not good person and blaming that on your mental health. Lay it on me. I'm here for controversy.
For sure. And that is all up to interpretation.
Yes.
Like, some of that shit is like, hey, you're protecting yourself.
I'm more or less talking about as somebody, and again, this could be me being controversial as fuck.
Oh no.
Actually, as somebody who has had attempts on their life and who has thought that they wanted to end their life, it was something that was so out of the blue. It was not, obviously it's something that's in your head, but it was not something that I shared with other people. I find it really selfish when people are like, I'm gonna kill myself if XYZ happens. Like,
well, that's bullshit. Like,
exactly. Like, as somebody who's dealt with their mental health, I know that it's such a personal experience that it really does shock the people around you. The people that are genuinely at a concerning state in their life, it's going to shock other people around you when you do something about that. You know what I mean? Like when you try to attempt or you hurt yourself in a certain way.
Ashley, are you happy to be here right now? Are you happy?
Oh my God. I am like, I still am chronically battling with my seasonal depression. As I age, though, I am way more aware that this is a chemical imbalance that I have in my brain and not necessarily anything that has to do with who I am as a person. You know what I mean? Does that make
100%.
sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Like what I'm experiencing is something that happens around every September, October. Like I'm in it right now.
Well, live in LA, like.
Exactly. It has been a struggle out here because no matter what, no matter how good my month is, no matter how much I accomplish in a month, there's always going to be somebody that I'm following or somebody that I'm in close quarters to who's having a better month than me. That is the one thing about LA.
You shouldn't compare your life to anyone else's.
That is the biggest thing. When I feel my depressive episodes or, from about September to March, I'm in a depressive state. And from April to August, I'm manic. And I'm like,
but January's AVN time. Come on.
Oh, and I'm going to be there. Year 2. This is my second year being out there. But no.
Well, have fun. I won't be there.
I definitely am like really hyper aware now of distinguishing my actual faults and things I'm upset with than distinguishing the fact that I have a chronic chemical imbalance in my brain that is going to come around every year. And like, that's a really hard thing for people to deal with. And I feel so blessed. First of all, I've been in therapy since I was like 8 years old. I got to quit when I was 20 because—
Why would you quit?
Because it got to a point where I was like, I'm genuinely just speaking out to you how I feel. I don't have to pay somebody to listen to that. I have so many people.
You have so many simps that will listen to you for free.
No, literally. But on top of that, my family and the closest friends that I have, they are so aware of what's going on with Ashley. So when Ashley needs a little bit of time to talk, they don't look at it like, ugh. They look at it like, if I do this for Ashley, this is going to be so much more beneficial than if I don't listen to her.
I mean, that seems so fucking transactional. That's fucked.
Yeah.
That's fucked. That's fucked.
But it's not even transactional. It's almost like, and I'm very blessed to have friends that I've had for as long as I've had. My neighbors, I'm a shout out Lana. She was my neighbor growing up. I've known her since I was 2 years old. She is somebody who is so hyper aware of who I am as a person that she understands if I need an hour of her time once every couple months to genuinely just talk and not even have her relay any fucking shit, then she'll be there for me. She'll do that. And I think that when it comes to mental health, we've turned into this weird era of like oh my God, everyone who has mental health, we need to pity and feel bad for them. I don't think that that's necessarily the case. I don't need.
No, I don't feel bad for them. It's my dating pool.
I genuinely, I don't need anybody to feel bad for me. I just need people to understand that sometimes I need to talk, and it's not even like I need your response. I just need that ear. I genuinely just need that shoulder to lean on. I don't need you to tell me what your opinion is on it.
Well, then don't tell me because I will give you my opinion.
Oh my God. One thing about men with women, and I love you guys. I love men. Men are built to be like problem solvers, and
We are.
And women, we solve our problems all on our own, and sometimes we just need that open ear. Like sometimes I'll be like stressed about something with work. I'll try to talk to my boyfriend about it, and he'll give me immediately a solution, and I'm like, I didn't need the solution. I'll figure it out with time. Obviously.
As an old dude, I often am like, so how can I help? Like I ask questions and stuff, just asserting what like my answer. The answer is there. Like I want to blurt it out, but I'm like, as an old dude, as a dude who's been in this industry.
Yes, you know.
Yeah, I know.
You're like, I can fix your problem overnight, but you're gonna be more mad if I give you that.
You're gonna be mad. You're gonna be upset with me. You're gonna resent me if I fucking give you the answer.
Oh my God, like that in like men. I'm sorry, you guys have like.
Oh, this is why young chicks date dudes my age because
Yes.
they're like, oh, he's not gonna try and mansplain me how to do my career.
You eventually hit this point where you're like, oh my God, wait, she's not talking to me because she needs the advice. She's talking to me to get it off her chest. Obviously, like men have way more like common sense than women. Women are very emotional creatures. My favorite fact I ever learned was that almost every single mammal besides the humans perceive men and women as two different species. So if you see like a cat or a dog and you're a female and you're a male, they think you're two different types of animals.
I mean, we are as fucking monkeys too. We are.
Yeah, no, you get that. But like,
I hate to break to you, Ashley. There are not millions of dudes trying to spend money to masturbate to me.
no, but
I hate to break it. Like I don't know if you realize this. Have you?
I've picked up on the fact that maybe men don't want to jerk their penis to you.
Wow! Fuck you! I'm out. This episode's over.
But who said women don't want to jerk their clit to you? Nobody said that.
I'm aware. It happens.
I'm not gonna lie. I've never seen a like really hot, confident woman with a really hot, confident man. We love our men that look like projects and are their like specific own person.
I'm a project at a different level. I'm confident, but I'm a project at a different level.
Yeah, no, you know what I mean. Like hot women love to like grab a little scruffy looking men and be like, I can fix you.
I mean, literally, the last person I fucked, I'm like, oh shit, my room's a shit show. Like, I'm kind of embarrassed to bring you in here right now. Like,
no, like we love that you're authentic enough to admit it. It's worse when you're like nothing is more unattractive to me than when a man thinks they're a hot shit, but they're not hot shit. Also, guys, I'm so drunk right now at 2:30 p.m.
2:30 p.m. You did this to yourself.
I know, like, did I even do damage? Do you think that this was damage enough?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. If he said I did damage, I feel confident. I didn't want to seem like a pussy. Normally, like when I go out, I'm taking 2-3 shots, and that's my whole night.
Ashley, I'm honored that you're like, I'm kind of worried what this dude thinks of me.
No, I do because I think that men like you are more common than men like, you know, that 0.1%.
No.
Like,
fuck that. Yeah. I am not a common dude.
You're not common personality wise, but I feel like your opinions are very like.
No. Fuck no. My opinions.
Well,
are
you're definitely like more of like a open-minded type man.
Yeah.
See, that's the weird part about being in America is like I feel like you're more of the common folk in Canada.
I'm not. I'm 100% on like because I 100% date performers who like I don't give a fuck if you're fucking other dudes. Like all I care about is you coming home to me. Like,
yes, my man is like I don't care if you're doing whatever you're doing as long as I get a specific part of that that's special to me.
Exactly. I want the special part that was like, oh, there's an emotional attachment. There's a, this is where I want to be. Like I don't give a fuck. Like, yeah.
fuck you guys.
I
don't give a fuck.
I've been involved with people like, oh, you fucked Dread. My penis will never compare to a dude's like that.
No.
Never compare.
100%. 100%.
But as long as you're like, hey, this is where I want to be emotionally, like that's what I care about.
I feel like, and that's why I like this podcast, is because I think it's rare for people to actually be on the same like emotional level and get what I'm saying the way that you do. And that's why I feel weird at like my stature, my appearance. Is like I relate so much more to that, like more like I'm sorry, I'm a personal incel myself. Like I don't want to admit it, but like I genuinely am an incel. I am so like I've had sex with so limited amount of people.
How many partners have you had?
Like, if I genuinely count out the amount of times that I've consensually had sex with people, it is under 10.
I mean, I'm really upset that like you have to qualify it with consensual. Like,
okay, I'm a female, and I don't think this is normal, and I'm not normalizing this, but like as a female, I do think that there are going to be specific people where you're like,
there are, but like it still bothers me. It bothers me as a dude. Like, it bothers me as a human being. Like, oh, hey. Yeah, I fucked up a couple times that were not my jam. Like, that bothers me.
Here's the thing. So, I have never, ever felt violated or forced, but there have been specific instances. And that's why, like, it's such a weird topic because there has been specific instances where I've been so drunk and I've said yes in the moment and I don't feel violated. I fully said yes to this person. But looking back at it, I'm like, if I was 110% sober, that would have never happened. But I don't want to make it.
Same girl, same.
You know what I mean?
I don't. Like I popped. I'm like, why am I here?
I don't want to say the word like, oh my god, I've been raped, because that's not how I feel about it.
Oh no, it wasn't rape. It was a mistake.
Yes, there's a very big difference, and I never want to discredit like a woman's experience, because I know that rape could be a very scary thing that a woman experiences. I've never experienced the scariness of it. I've just experienced the next morning you wake up and you're like,
ooh, that was a mistake. As a heterosexual dude, there's been times where like, ooh.
Yeah, you wake up and you're like, ooh.
I fucked a bucket of yuck.
Yes. Like, motherfucker, I didn't want to have sex inside that porta potty, but I did it because I was off one. And do I regret it?
As someone who drinks it, like,
did you violate me?
Right. I'm not as someone who drinks and gets horny, like, I definitely have some people like, oh, post nut, and like, yeah, that might have been a bad move.
Yeah, like but I never wanted to discredit that like there is two types. There's non-consensual, because I do think that when it comes
that nuance is important.
Yes, that nuance of like it being like, hey, if I'm drunk, I am in no position, way, shape, or form to consent to having sex. But I don't also want to be in that position where I'm like, hey, this was a traumatic experience. It wasn't traumatic. Did I want to do it as I'm sober? No, but like I was drunk and you didn't do anything to violate me.
In the moment, you're like, oh, I'm horny, I'm drunk. My genitals being stimulated sounds rad.
Exactly. And that's like, that I feel like is something that I keep super hyper aware of me, especially being in this industry, because obviously you go to events, you go get drunk, you do certain things. I would never, and that accusation against somebody is such a bold thing, and I think it happens a lot more frequently than it ever has, and a lot of people are feeling confident enough to come up and talk about it, and I'm so proud of those women that feel like they can actually be like, hey, 30 years ago this happened, it was fucked up, that shouldn't have happened. But I never ever want to take away from those women's experience and be like, I felt violated. I didn't necessarily feel violated, I just woke up the next day and I was like, ugh,
oh no,
I really shouldn't have done that.
I know multiple women in their life have walked up next to me and be like, nope, that was a mistake.
That's horrible. No.
Oh, no. It's real.
I'm sure that there are certain men that have slept with me that have been like, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
I will believe you, but I also feel like multiple who are like, yeah, fuck
you want to hear my body count? 14.
That's it?
That's it.
That was it for me for 1 year.
I also lost my virginity when I was 13, and I'm 23. So in 10 years.
Well, I specifically told you I didn't want to ask about that.
14! I was a minor. He's getting in trouble.
I'm not. No. But 14, and like,
Yes.
I have told on air, like, that was my body count for 2014, at least.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I don't.
But also, body counts so fucking matter because
I don't care. My man has slept with 150 people, and you know what? I'm like, period, bitch. You know what you're doing.
But also, it's like, at the end of the day, like, am I here for you?
No. I mean, maybe.
Well, you shouldn't. If you're uncertain about that, that's fine. I'm fucked. But
no, but that's another thing about the men that I've slept with and the women. Okay. 5 out of that 14 have been women, and I love
good on you.
I love women so bad. You guys are so fucking awesome, and y'all are I've probably come 6 times, and 5 of them have been from women.
Boo! Only 6 times out of 5.
No, literally out of 14, I think 6 of them have made me finish.
Boo!
Yeah,
everyone should make you finish.
But
everyone.
But like when you're a minor, that's not what's in your mind. When I was a minor and like having sex, first of all, I had a boyfriend for like 6 years. From 12 to 18, I was in a relationship and I only had sex with one other person during our like breakup. But like that was the last. I didn't even know that was part of sex. I didn't even know that like women being satisfied was part of sex because I was so young. The only thing I'd ever watched is porn, and I would be like, oh my God, when he puts his penis in me, I go, ah! Like, you know what I mean though? Like that was never part of what I thought sex was. And it wasn't until I got into like being an adult where I was like, wait, sex is a reciprocal thing where the man satisfies you and the woman satisfies you. And that's when shit started to get very limited.
I want to ask your opinion on this. So I've talked with a couple of friends of mine like who got kind of showy with me. It was like, I was talking with a performer.
Wait, I need you to repeat that.
I've been drinking. Fuck. I'm a little drunk now.
Say it one more time.
So I was hooking up with fuck. God damn you, Ashley. God damn you.
We're having so much fun though.
Duh. I was hooking up with a performer and she got kind of shitty and I was like, hey, we need to spend financial responsibilities.
Yes. Oh, ew.
Equally.
Ew. No.
And like
I never put that on my man.
But like another performer was like, well, you fucked her. I'm like, yeah, we are fucking each other. Like,
yes.
The equality. Like,
also
we are fucking each other. I'm not John. I'm not just fucking you for.
Also, as a woman who's in this industry, I would never look at a man and be like, you need to bring you need to bring home what I'm bringing home. It's so different. Like, I would never look at my boyfriend and be like, you're not bringing home millions of dollars a year, like a year less than me. I'd be like, obviously not. What I'm doing, you would never do. Unless you were doing, like, literally on the platform, unless you're doing gay shit as a man, it's very hard to, like, perform highly.
Well,
because it's the men at the end of the day that are spending money on this shit.
I also think it's super hot. It turns me on when like women are spending what like mopes are spending on them. Right?
No,
I'm on the date that you wish you were on, and you're paying for the date. I was like, I'm a horrible human, but like, I love that shit.
No, but like I get what you're saying. As a woman, we are given this like weird platform and opportunity to go and do the shit that, I'm sorry, men are not going to buy other men's stuff in that way. Or women are not going to buy men's stuff in that way. It's sure. Men that are going to buy women's stuff in that way. How can I be like, oh my God, you're doing this. Him has to go. Hey, it's solo Ashley episode right now. So this is just me talking. Let's make a TikTok. Oh my God. Send a text when you're about ready. About ready. I've never been on a podcast where I've gotten this drunk. The closest I've got is somebody pre-drinking with me, like one shot into a podcast before I go on, but I do think that this is the most drunk that I have ever been on the on the Instagram is what I was going to say. On the internet. I've never done it but again let's take selfies. Johnny, how is it? It is going very very well. Oh, not me being the strong. I'm the strong one of this episode. I don't need to go to the bathroom that many times. I do kind of feel like I have to poop though. I always feel like I have to poop. Don't worry, I was keeping them entertained talking about how every time I drink, I feel like I have to poop the whole time.
Well, you got poop.
No,
We have a bidet.
Again, like I might feel like I have to poop. I poop like 3 times a week. I'm not even kidding. It's so unnatural.
Ashley, thank you for holding it down my ass.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna be editing this, and I'm gonna be like, "Don't worry, guys." Like nothing I just said.
Dudes will still turn in because you're here.
You know what I love about your chair right here?
Other people's foods are on it.
Other people's juices, but also like this is loud as fuck.
We throw down here and now we drink. We throw down.
We throw it really down. I'm having so much fun. I'm not gonna lie to you, this is crazy. Okay. I don't think I've ever been this drunk on the internet.
Perfect.
And I'm feeling like this is purely water, and I've only sipped it once, but like here's round 2. And you also took away me seeing me from me when you were editing the camera. I can't see myself anymore because you have me. Perfect. You know how much better that makes me feel?
I'm not here to fucking... Goddamn woman.
I'm a woman. What do you mean you're not here to... I need to know what I'm looking like. Hey.
Solid.
Like this.
You were looking at good numbers for me.
Period. And I'll take it. I'll fucking take it.
Actually, I hate to. We're actually about the time where my SD cards are going to run out.
Oh my God.
I don't want to.
Let's wrap it up. I don't want
to wrap the episode, but the SD cards are going to run out.
Let me text my assistant and then we can wrap it up.
Oh my God.
I'm going to say, okay, now ready.
Getting there. Don't tell her ready. We're not there yet.
She's 10 minutes away. We got time.
We don't. We have...
She can wait.
There's other things we have to do after we get off air.
Okay, period.
Ashley, thank you for doing the show. Thank you for dragging me out of bed.
Wait, did you guys enjoy this? Did you enjoy this? Fuck the fucking listeners. Did you enjoy this? Not fuck the listeners. I love you guys.
Do you really need that validation? Do you really think that I didn't enjoy this?
I do think that this went a lot better than I thought, and I think
I'm glad. Like, same.
Because I was like, oh no, I'm gonna get drunk and it's gonna be...
No, dead serious. Like, because how your team originally approached this, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to I had to bullshit my way through this. I had so much fun. Like,
I've had so much fun too. I think you're cool as fuck. I think that genuinely we have like similar IQ and like
I'm an idiot.
We just relate on that level. You know what I mean?
We have each other's numbers. We will do this again. Like,
we will.
Fuck the idiot.
I'm gonna be on Now We Drink season whatever. Fuck it. Season 8,
we don't.
9,
we don't see seasons. We just put up
episode 8 billion, and the 8th billion episode.
No,
reality,
you'll be episode 400 something.
Oh my God, that's so fun. Good for you. I'm only on episode 20 over at my end. That shit is hard and it's discouraging.
I've been doing this since 2016.
Yeah, good for you. Like you're coming up on what 10? You're coming up on your 10-year anniversary.
9 years in March. March will be 9 years. When we did the first episode of Small Hands.
I need the listeners to know that having a podcast as like easy as it seems to just like sit and like talk, it is like it really. I feel like it fucks with you mentally because you're speaking and like you're putting your whole personality out there, and when you get negative feedback, it's like, damn, I'm just being myself.
I don't give a fuck about the negative. It drives engagement.
I need to hang out with him more because
Actually, we have each other's numbers. I will hang with you in real life.
In real life.
Yeah.
You know what? You're going to make it. Okay, I throw like 3 annual parties, and you are now going to be one of the VIP one of the VIP members on that list.
Done.
I'm like, don't get me wrong, I'm not a social person. Don't count on me for like doing literally anything besides showing out maybe like 5 to 10 times a year.
Well, February's my birthday. We throw a thing.
Wait, what's your birthday? What?
February 9th.
February 9th. Oh my God. So you were an Aquarius, but now you're a Capricorn.
No, I'm still an Aquarius.
No, you're not.
Fuck you. No, I'm
Don't
still an
say
Aquarius.
fuck you because I'm so upset. I have so many tattoos that say I'm a Leo, but in 2024, apparently the zodiac changed. Wait, do you have a tattoo that's about you being an Aquarius?
I don't.
Okay. I have so many tattoos about me being a Leo. This specific year, the entire zodiac fucking changed, and now there's a new fucking sign, and I'm no longer a Leo. And what do you fucking mean? I'm obsessed with myself. I'm confident. I'm a cat. I love cats. And then now the zodiac's trying to tell me I'm a Cancer, and I'm all like in tune emotionally. Like, fuck that. I don't care about my emotions. What do you mean? But yeah, no, the zodiac changed. You're no longer a Capricorn, or you're no longer Aquarius.
You're still going to a birthday party, right?
I'm still having a birthday party? Is that
You're coming to my birthday party.
Oh, fuck yes. Oh my God, you have my number. Wait.
Duh.
Where do you normally throw your birthday party? Where's your like favorite venue in LA? This is
Venue for
important to
what?
me. Venue to like go to party at. This is important for me. Yeah, think about it. I'll tell you what mine is, but you tell me first.
So I party in Hollywood bars. Like,
Yes. Okay.
Lost Property, Hollywood Event is my jam.
Okay, so my best friend in the entire world, besides my boyfriend, is the owner of On the Rocks and the Roxy. Mr. Eric, I love you. Like,
So far west for me.
bitch, it's 10 minutes down the road. Don't even try to tell me that's too far west.
It
Are
is.
you more of a walking? Do you well, obviously walk because you're getting fucked up.
Duh. That's why I live in Hollywood. I get fucked up and go to my locals.
No, like the worst part about living in the valley. Have you ever drove Laurel Canyon?
No.
Okay.
That's why I don't live with.
But have you ever drove Laurel Canyon? Like,
I have. That's why I don't fuck with girls.
imagine driving that at your peak drunkenness, trying to come home from a party. You know how many Uber bills I've gotten where they're like, "Oh, we have to charge a vomit fee because you threw up in the Uber." I'm like, "You're driving on the windiest road in the world. What do you mean?" Like, obviously, I'm gonna throw up in this bitch.
Note to self.
Don't drive Laurel Canyon drunk.
Meet you at parties. Meet you at parties.
I'll come to Hollywood. That's like, I love the valley. Living in the valley is great because
Gross.
no, like, fuck you. You know what?
No, don't fuck me. Gross.
No, the thing I love about the valley, especially I live in Tarzana, there's nothing more wholesome than seeing the amount of families that go in and walk, and I'm 99.9% sure it's only on Shabbat day because
They don't know any better.
No,
as
no.
a Jew,
yes,
I am a Jew.
my boyfriend's Jewish too.
I'm Jewish.
Yes.
They just don't know any better.
No, I literally, but it's like my favorite thing. Like 4 p.m. rolls around on a Friday, and me and my boyfriend, I'm like, please take me for a drive so I can see all the Jewish people walking because it's so like,
Get you some
oh,
challah.
you guys have like some sort of unison, and you guys have a celebration. And like on Friday, what am I doing? But fuck nothing. I'm gonna watch you guys do your family walk, and it's so wholesome, and it makes me miss my family. I love Jewish people. 99.9% of my team is Jewish. I think that
I'm right here.
the LA Jewish people, they really like, y'all make me feel so welcomed, and y'all make me feel, I'm not Jewish, but like, I know I'm getting invited to that Shabbat dinner. Like, come on now.
Jewish by ejection. I get it.
You get it? My boyfriend, we took an ancestry test. He found out that he was like 48% Ashkenazi Jew, and he was like,
Jewish by ejection. I get it.
do you want to hear something funny as fuck?
Of course.
I don't know. We're trying to wrap this up. I went to Scotland 2 years ago because me and my sister were convinced that like my last name's Matheson, therefore we are Scottish by our last name. I am more Jewish than I am Scottish. That was the biggest like, oh my God, wait, what? I'm 2% Jewish. I'm 1% Scottish. I think Jewish people are awesome. Like my best friend, she's Jewish. Oh. No, you guys genuinely, like, I've never felt as welcome, especially being like growing up Catholic and Christian, like being welcomed into that like family dynamic of like celebratory things. Jewish people, they don't give a fuck. They just want that group. They just want that like unison. They just want that like good energy.
We need more numbers before it gets sent to camps.
Wait, I heard the word. The only word I heard out of that was camps, and I don't even want to know.
Yeah, that was the important.
Okay, and on that sense, we are now wrapping up, and
We are.
drink.
Ashley, tell them where they can find you on the things.
You can find me on the things. I'm Smashly, SMASHEDLELY. I'm that on literally everything. And I love you guys so much. And I'm not your typical OnlyFans girl. You're going to get a little bit of a different experience with me. But I really appreciate you. Listen to Hotter Ones. Listen to And Now We Drink, because this podcast is way more fun than I feel like you've ever gotten credit for when I'm stalking your social media. This is way more fun, and I hope you clip this, because if you're an OnlyFans girl and you're looking for a fun podcast where you don't feel like weird about stuff, this is one of the podcasts I say you come on. He makes the environment really cool. I've been on podcasts with men. Most men make it feel like a bit of an uncomfortable experience. Not you. You're doing the best. You're doing the most. Us women appreciate men like you.